for Firefly. Merit to pick up the Farsa now for SRG.
Yeah.
And
Is this going to be one of the games that Louis is completely ignored?
maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I do agree. Honestly, the Farsa pick right now is looking very good.
And the Yu Zhang as well, if Cram wants to play it, since the Teresa's banned anyways.
Or CC, one of his favorite heroes as well.
Yep.
CC Ling, although, is very greedy, I would say. I would guess Farsa and Yu Zhang here for SRG.
Yeah, the Teresa getting banned out. Or they could just wait for Cram's heroes and pick up something. Oh, they're picking up
okay.
the
It's not going to be
Never
slept
mind.
on.
the Louis as well as the Ruby. So, again, looks like the Louis is going to maintain the 100% appearance rate here in MSC. Are they going to pick up the Fredrin or Akai before he gets banned out?
Yeah, Fredrin or Kai, or maybe Arlet, which we have not seen yet. It
Oh,
was
true.
Banned out, not actually. Yeah, not even
this series,
considered.
no, yeah. I don't
Yeah. Arlet is okay versus Louis, I would say. Maybe they get the Yu Zhang now for Alien to pick up. Yeah, Arlet.
Arlet.
Makes a lot of sense. Arlet, Moskov, good combo. Arlet is theoretically okay versus the Louis. It always will be dependent on execution. Just because you can use the final slash against both Chip and Louis, so there's that. SRG, they might be thinking banning out Tiger and Lolita, even when Lolita is not a meta pick. Firefox has shown us that it is actually an okay pick going up against the Louis.
Yeah, looking at Fireflux side, they're going to be banning out Innocence Hero, banning out a carry, perhaps banning out a Claude as well. Although looking at their lineup, I kind of feel like they can handle the Claude.
Yeah.
Fireflux handling the Claude.
Yeah,
And the
I
thing
feel
is,
like they can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
SRG, Fireflux cannot double down or triple down on marksman bans because this Ruby can be gold lane for all we know.
True, true. Honestly, Innocent has used the CC gold lane as well. Again, not sure if that's going to be the pickup that they want to go for, but historically, it has been an option.
Yeah. That's absolutely right.
I mean, I feel like just a fine ban here, just banning out the Claude, because I feel like for the Ruby pickup, it's too 50-50. I mean, like, if you want to ban a Roamer, do you want to ban out the Cho again?
Yeah.
So if it's a if this is another marksman ban,
And at the
left
same
for
time,
Innocent.
Cho has great synergy with both Louis as well as Ling
True.
because he just can send out that Cho. Yeah, I think
Although I
that could be
feel
a
like
ban.
if Humes doesn't get the Cho, I think he's fine picking up the Grok.
Yeah.
He wants to go
Snatching
for
it, Grok Louis, classic combo.
Oh, Harry, forgot about Harry.
Wow.
a lot of focus on
we
it.
for-
we forgot about Harry.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
actually
goodness.
thought it was banned.
Yeah.
Whole lot of focus on Innocent.
Oh.
I mean, so is this possibly just a Claude pick for him? You know, still going to be open. Pick up the Claude.
Yeah.
Changa goalie. Okay, maybe.
Oh,
Not for this one. Not for knockouts.
you
How,
never know.
how about Yu Zhang now for Fireflux? And then they close it out with an Akai jungle. That's completely shutting down the Louis. Arlot, Yu Zhang, and Akai. Both, all of those three heroes are just great versus the Louis. That could be a direction for Fireflux. And at the same time, you have good synergy with Akai plus the Arlot.
Looks like the Grok is not going over to Apex 47 again. And like you said, well, if this Arlet is flexible, is able to go to the roam position,
Yeah.
they could pick up their jungler now just to keep it hidden for a little bit longer.
You think
Yeah,
they still
Akai.
need to go utility then? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think Akai. Well, you saw Echo that. You saw how
I mean, would they play in Hayabusa?
Tigreal.
Oh.
Be good for SRG. That's a massive pickup for sure. And then if you're going up against Moskov, you go what? Beatrix, or in this case, you go for Clint
I would
perhaps.
say
against
bring out the
Moskov?
cowboy.
Yep.
Claude's still there too.
Yeehaw.
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 It's about that time.
Okay. The suspense is thrilling. I do hope it's Yu Zhang actually for SRG. Bruno CC.
What?
I mean, I did call out the CC, so that's my KPI of the day. But
man,
Remember
that's a greedy man.
Remember when it was us casting the Bruno game from XYG?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Amon!
Hey, Amon! All right.
Is
so,
it the vessel?
Yeah, it could be the Vessel skin.
It's
I mean,
the
like,
vessel.
it's up to him which skin he wants to use. But honestly, this is a pretty spicy matchup here because we're seeing a Bruno, we're seeing an Amon. The Amon we haven't seen so far. So for the casters casting this game, good luck for this one because I don't know who's going to win.
Well, boys, I'm going to say, not going to spoil what skins they're going to be using just yet. For the most part, we're seeing different priorities in where and how they want to actually attack the map from both of these teams. It's an interesting spread of resources. Once again, on the desk is going to be me getting Q with Leo doing the play-by-plays. We head into the land of Dawn. Get excited because after game number 1, I have high expectations that game number 2 is going to be just as bloody.
2 games into this slobber knocker, and already we're pulling out the deep cuts. Amon on Atienzi, who was also known as Cura back then in MSC 2023, used to play this very hero. They used this hero to score 1 against then third placers, now defending champions of MPL Philippines, Echo.
It's wild.
It's there, right? And then you also have now an old favorite, Bruno, being played by this very gentleman right here. This is innocent. I mean, you mentioned, you whispered under your breath earlier, wants to win the lane.
Yeah, that's what I think he's trying to do, right? Why else would you want a Bruno other than smashing structures open and smashing your lane, right? Those are the 1 or 2 things that you want to do. But I think the hardest part now that other things have come into the meta, like the Harith, like the Roger, of course, now that we've really taken the first layer off, what's revealed underneath, it was probably either Brody or Bruno. And both of these B&Bs are doing very, very well, especially when you're up against a Moscow who can't really trade with you in the early game unless you have an Inspire, which I don't think they took.
Yeah, and now I'm also wondering what SRG's thinking with the CC in the hands of Kram. He was definitely instrumental in turning the tides in game 1 as the Terizla, which has a big ticket ult, right? Which has the penalty zone, which changes the dynamic of team fights, the flow of actions that you're allowed to take. But with the CC, it's more of a sustained and I don't know, conditional amount of control. Like, all right, I'm gonna stand here, I'm gonna keep hurting you, but not killing you. But if you're gonna hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you back. And it's gonna take a while. So they did that alongside picking the Bruno. So they know that they want these fights to last long to the point of no ults, just basic attacks. Let's see who stays standing.
I think the theory, there's 2 points in this theory that I have here. With the CC pick, I think especially with the Elder Curtain call, when you do lock 2 people down, right? Keep in mind, like they've got a lot of dashes. If you lock down, for example, the Moskov next to Rosa's Valentina, it hinders both of them when they play the game. And even if you lock them to just an Arlet or maybe even the Amon, right? The extra movement speed, you get no value out of it because you're just anchored down by somebody else. I think based on how they're going to play this game, it's simply going to boil down to how Royal Milk played the CC as well. Zone out that backline, limit their mobility, and if you want to play as 5, that's perfect.
We'll see if Apex 47 falls for it because I think he's one of the prime targets. Rosa here, put down a third of his health. Stormy just wailing away. Something to note, a save for Stormy, right? Save for Stormy. Apex 47 can make the most out of his passive as a Tigreal. Like, he is just tanking everybody for free. Like, he has a little Dreadnought armor on him minute 1.
Yep. I mean, there's plenty of physical damage dealers on the side of SRG. We're going to struggle a little bit in the earlier stages, but hey, let's see.
Alien in trouble. Tempest of Blades up. Gonna fall here despite being underneath his tier 1 turret. And now Apex 47 fighting the good fight. SRG starting it quick.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum and especially the rotations are really, really fast from the side of SRG. And I think that Apex 47 got the read just a little bit too late. But let's see if they find the trade.
Here we go. TNZ pulls the trigger under Retribution. Pops Innocent. Gives a kill over to Sunshine.
Unfortunate. And I mean, that's just the way it goes, right? Unless you have Flicker, that's the only way that you can dodge that ult. But with Purify, you're just going to have to tank it.
All right. In hindsight, I think Fireflox Esports walked away with a better trade. An XP laner for a gold laner? Sign me up. Now that Turtle has spawned, it looks like they'll just continue the pressure on Alien. Like, they're going to deny, or at least delay, his level 4.
Well, let's see how it goes out, right? Because again, it is a trade for like, yes, eventually you're going to scale into the later stages of the game, but do we need the power now or later? And I think that SRG kind of needs the power now, especially when they're trying to fight around these turtles, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way that Fireflux Esports is willing to kind of walk out into the danger zone.
They need it and they want it, especially if they want to secure this first objective. Cram, ooh, put down to 2/3 of his health, gets a good amount of damage, and now Tienzi trying to burst him down. Turtle at 1/3 of its health, Tempest of Blades up by Sakai's, all of the swords. Oh, he goes down! Alien says you're welcome! And the pull by Yums. Gonna get taken down by Alien though, despite all of that. And Stormy blasts Apex 47 with the turtle still standing.
Yep, I mean, that was, I don't know what to say, but this is pretty profitable for Fireflux Esports, because now look, Tienzi is able to power farm while all of these fights are going on. He's already level 6, and now maybe he has an opportunity to start turning the tides for the rest of his team, and maybe another gank on top side. But let's look at this, right? Because Stormy, technically he would have cleaned up this fight had he, if he had more items. You're limited by the number of shots that you have in your pocket.
Yeah. Interesting how Stormy had all of those free hits, yet despite that, Alien survived, and Alien got a couple kills on the way out too. Again, I give full credit to Brave Smite there, and of course just the innate chunkiness of one. I'm abandoned the pull, Tienzi goes down! No clapback, no retaliation from Fireflux Esports here. Now 3-3. SRG definitely has the advantage here in the turtle take. Still standing. Cram and Yums holding it. In goes Sakai's. Alien gets the vengeance. Proc in. Apex 47 down to 1/4 of his health. Getting hit by Stormy's spells. And now the turtle finally gets the attention that it wants and it needs. And there's another pull. Rosa in trouble.
No.
Rosa's gonna go down here. Yums gets the kill. Turtle still up. Sakai's with the retry. Secured. Apex 47, where you going? SOD by Sunshine. Will he proc it? The answer is no. Down goes Apex 47. Stormy gets a kill. Yums as well. And Sunshine presses the button. But goes down just as quickly.
I'm so confused. Why did he decide to take that? Why did he decide to take it? Was it worth that one kill?
Nope.
And I personally don't think so, right? I guess, yes, you are. You're technically 2-1-0 as of right now, but Innocent is going to get a lot off of this. Luckily, at least for Fireflux Esports, there is some kind of level of compensation, right? We don't see Innocent hard shoving that lane, but Cram now even further ahead. Yeah, please, Alien, keep trading against me. Until you get that Thunderbelt, I don't mind.
Yep, and we'll see exactly in the replay one more time how that happened, because I also need a replay. I want to see how quickly that happened. So where's the SOD? Why did he click it?
Right here, because I think he was getting frozen out of his lane, so he needed to participate elsewhere to get that gold and be part of that fight. Kind of interesting how, well, indirectly, Innocent is still part of the fight.
Yep, now Alien gets hit here. That's 2v1, man. Oh.
They're generating a lot of momentum for Cram, but it needs to translate into something. And most of the time it is the Turtles. We'll see whether or not they're going to start swapping the lanes now that the gold plating has expired.
Item check here. That's the Berserker's Fury already on Sakai's. And
Yeah,
Queen's Wings? Blood Wings, yeah.
Blood Wings. Yeah, I think it's rather interesting, right? He's not thinking about damage. He's also thinking about the survivability when he gets into the middle of these fights.
This is the most roundabout way of building a sustainable Amon.
I mean, it's one way of doing it, right? Until we see the concentrated energy start popping up. Maybe even like something even wilder would have been like the Clock of Destinies, now that it's been changed. But for the time being, we are expecting to see a lane swap actually happen. And SRG, you can see the rotations from Cram to be part of this turtle fight.
Yep, he is going to be helping Stormy clear the wave here. One thing we haven't really seen is the use of diversion, right? Everything that Stormy's been doing has been very fair, has been in your face. So maybe they are going to try to set up for a checkmate angle on this turtle. Again, we're only getting 2 turtles. Oh, flicker there, committed by Alien. No one home, very defensively used. Apex 47 spots Innocent in the back. All right, Tienzi, he pulled out too far.
It's a little tough to get into this fight here. Ooh, not to mention the level difference. Oh, wait,
that's a soft reset. Turtle, barely out of range, gets the pull in and the implosion. Both tanks pulling no punches. Tempest of Blades up. Sunshine gets the SOD. Still no one home. Yums goes down. Tienzi served up a kill from Alien's final slash. Down goes Sakai's. That's a double for Tienzi. And then another one falls. Cram, 3-for-1, traded for Rosa. And Tienzi keeps going. Stormy, he gets it. That is a maniac.
That's huge. That is so very huge. But now, I mean, Innocent, he's gonna have to try here.
Uh-oh. Alien tracks him, finds the final slash, serves it up to Sunshine. He's not going anywhere.
The Thunderbelt makes him real tough to get through. Let's look at the replay one more time in this fight because honestly, Apex saved the entire situation. He caught both Sakai's as well as Yums, and both of them were on top of TNZ. Had they, well, I guess maybe if just the Ruby got pulled away, I'm pretty sure the Ling would have been able to take care of TNZ. But now look at that, the momentum switches back.
Here we go, Tempest Blades up. The implosion saves Sunshine, but only for a second longer, turning it into a trade.
It's not bad, but they're still trading effectively from the side of Fireflux as they continue forward. TNZ now reading out even more with a Holy Crystal. Look at that build. He's full of damage.
Apologize to him now. Okay, I'm sorry, TNZ. I don't know your game, but now I do. 3-1 and 3. All right, he's done good work to use that shield to its most efficient. Oh no, Innocent gets bursted down just when we were talking about him.
It's unlucky. It's unlucky. It's like Power Spike just achieved. Innocent is like, yes, I got the Berserker's Fury. Maybe I can clear this wave fast. Gets one shot instantaneously, right? And now you're seeing how Fireflux Esports have adapted from game number 1. Instead of like, oh, we're going to crush down on the mid lane. We're going to keep on trading proactively. We're going to play around our mid laner, and that should be enough. But no, we're attacking your gold laner. Innocent is punishable. He is human.
And that's what our analysts mentioned. Fireflux Esports perform the best when they play with a little bit of their own flavor, right? When you force out the Amon and you play it up against public enemy number 1, Ling, beautiful things happen. Apex 47 taking this amazing bush. And now the implosion catches Innocent, but only for a second longer. The final slash by Alien. I wonder if this is enough.
Oh, no.
I'm offended. In comes the Kais. Down goes Alien. Apex 47 might be up next. The divergence head up by Stormy. He goes through. Cram takes out Apex 47. It's a disaster for Turkey.
Wait a minute, TNZ. They have no idea he's there. They have no idea he's there. Rosa just needs to get some more information. Here they go.
SOD, and in the back line, TNZ bursting down Cram. Turtle still standing. Lord, that is Innocent, scores it. And now TNZ's gonna go down. Sekai's taken out by Rosa. But here comes Stormy, the forward flicker. The gambit from Fireflux Esports doesn't pay off the way that they want to. They took 2 on the way out, but the Lord still goes over to the Giants.
Man, what a tough decision to make there. Do you continue to put Innocent behind, or do you look to maybe get something off by killing sick guys? At the end of it all, SRG still walk away with the Lord, which is the biggest problem, right? Despite trading upwards, Fireflux Esports can defend this, don't worry. But I think that Sunshine, he needs to scale up fast. Oh my God.
Rosa with a stolen up, offended the implosion from Apex 47. Yums down here as well. And all SRG was thinking was, we're going to stand behind the Lord, go in and push. They didn't expect to lose 2 so quickly.
I mean, I wasn't expecting them to lose 2 so quickly, but even more, that could have been 3. That honestly could have been 4. Let's look at this replay. Hopefully they catch it right at the moment. Look at Innocent here. We see the implosion, canceled straight away, right on the frame.
Innocent skedaddled, as he should have. And then, again, damage control. SRG knows that, hey, this is a losing fight. They make nothing of that Lord. They didn't even get to push top lane tier 1.
I mean, that's the whole story between Fireflux Esports and Slam and Red Giants. They're just nullifying each other's proactive moves with their own moves. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh matchup that you wouldn't have expected, man.
Oh, here we go. The diversion play into that pixel brush. They try to spot out TNZ, but he knows better. Oh, wow, you're right. It's like one of those...
You've fallen into my trap card moment.
Yeah, or like a 2 equally matched dojo masters, you know? Like they both own their schools of martial arts, and then they just like this 2-minute long fight sequence where nobody gets hit in.
I think let's take it a step further. I think they're 2 very, very young prodigies of their times in martial arts masters. I mean, let's look at the game facts here. As of now, of MSC 2024, I did not catch that in time.
All right, but there was a fact.
There was a fact there.
You guys can scrub back.
Yeah, we'll scrub back just a little bit, but let's look at the in-game items and see whether or not anything is a little different. We see the full Trinity build come out from the side of Sunshine at this point of time, but even so, we do see the Alien. He's 5-3-3, and honestly, he's pretty sustainable now that he has the Queen's Wings and the Thunderbelt.
Oh yeah, that's good. He is, I believe, on his way to an Oracle, not mistaken, and... Yeah.
But then why would he need to? Never mind. I think at this point, whatever he gets is going to be of value, right? He could opt to go for a little bit more magic resist if you really wanted
Defense.
to. I think the best one by far, the most cost-efficient item that you could go for at this point is probably just the blade armor, right? Because Innocent, he's scaling up pretty quickly.
Just mad chunk. Tianzi picked up the winner crown there, and he also picked up a Sky Piercer. That's what I picked up. That's what I saw there. So he wants to greed out again. Oh, sick guys. Respect it. Tempest Blaze just for the iframes.
He heals back up.
Whoa! They find one. Humes gets hit by the implosion. Still alive. Alien gets the dash in, the final slash. On to Stormy. Innocent down here from the flank. Kicks a few balls, Alien and Rosa's way. Now Cram gets spotted out, up against the wall, gets bursted down by Genzi, 2 for none. Fireflox Esports calling the shots, makes it straight to the Lord.
Oh my goodness, Tianzi is so stacked up right now. Unless the guys can make the super play and just steal away the Lord by a drive-by, I don't think it's happening. Fireflox, they push the momentum into their favor, and better yet, Selangor Red Giants now getting a little hesitant with the way that they approach these fights.
It's the cleanest pick-off into a Lord take I've seen up against Selangor Giants in a long while. This rarely happens.
I have to agree with you. And now we're seeing the beauty of this Amon pick. Amon throws the ult on towards Sekais after taking one single auto attack. Sekais has to use his own ult to survive.
Yep, Sekais isn't playing his game. He's playing Tianzi's game when that happens.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one to crack. And I think that Firefox, they need to be able to set up a check. Oh, well, I mean, they've missed the checkmate angle, but they need to put a lot of damage here. They're not going to take that diversion, right? Yeah. Okay, just giving some extra information.
And now, all waves synced in. Wow, Sunshine up top, 3 in mid, the massive Lord down bottom, and there is about 1/4 left. Oh, forcing out a Wind of Nature proc from Innocent. Lord crashing into that turret down bottom, and Fireflox Esports will continue to take away all the resources from SRG's jungle. And now they penetrate the base. Oh, I'm offended. Onto Avic 47, forcing a response. Implosion on the 2, and the final slash. Pop in Hume's immortality.
Oh, and now they're going even harder. Sekais, he needs to reset off of this.
Oh no, they do get one on the back foot as Cram gets punished, overextending the diversion play. Can they find it? That's 3 sent over. Sunshine's in trouble, knows that there's danger afoot. Oh, Sekais gets bursted down one more time by Genzi. Sunshine takes out Stormy. 2 defenders left versus 3 out in front. Humes gets taken down by Rosa, stolen Tempest of Blades. And with that, it's just Innocent left. Innocent versus 3 members of Fireflox Esports, and Innocent pushes them out.
The item swaps to deny the kill. Tianzi refuses to give away the stack, and the one shot on top of it, it doesn't end. Tianzi is coming out big time.
All right, Tianzi has about 2 HP left. Cram, the only one to defend. There's a big wave. Can he stop this, or are we going to game 3 at 1-1? Fireflox Esports equalize.
This has to be the greatest series of all time. That was wild. How many times did we see the weight shift from both of these teams? How many times did we see them both just duke it out when it matters? The timings, the tempos, everything is just lining up perfectly.
Even Alien agrees. I saw him just walking away clapping. Sekais can't believe what just happened. I'll agree with you, Gideon. This is so far the best series out of the mid-season cup just yet.
The worst part is that there's even more after this in the days to come.
You mean the best part?
The best part. With that being said, we're throwing it over to our analysts, Wolf, Nice, Sue, as well as LaFell. Take it away.
Series of all time. It's definitely one of the series of time.
It's
Of
definitely
knockouts.
Of knockouts. It's definitely one of those series in knockouts.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the series that I've seen.
Oh yeah.
all
Dude, I
time.
mean, like, here's the thing. I get where he's coming from, right?
Yeah.
This is a back and forth. This is a 1-1.
That last item swap was was great.
I think Sunshine, honestly, the members of Fireflox are at a different level now. I love the fact that they got Tigreal this time and Yums with
He was
words
saying,
of
"I love you."
affirmation.
Saying I love you, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I think it all went wrong around the 7-minute where was actually a great clash where TNZ showcased the power of Amon. And obviously Sunshine, although after the teleport coming out from Humes where he did the long play, you know, if you get my meaning.
Yeah.
It did not
Dude,
make
that was
any mistake afterwards. And even in this particular case where he was already dead, he's dead to rights actually.
Yeah.
But because of this
right here,
destruction, he managed to do it. And then there's the item swap. Well done. And then they're gonna punish him afterwards. I mean, innocent will be punished afterwards.
Honestly, if I want to nerd out a bit, the thing that I love about this draft is that you pick up a Tigreal, forcing out any kind of hero that has to use a Purify in the gold lane.
Yeah.
And then you pick up the Amon. Like, how are you going to avoid the Amon's damage? The Amon, in terms of Brutal, he just basic attacks you until you're forced to slide away. And once the slide's out, then you can just use your ult.
Yeah.
There's no outplaying that if you don't have a flicker.
All you got is Purify, you know, at that point. And that was 70. So I believe it was 77 unique heroes
Yes,
now
correct.
that we've seen for MSC 2024. And yeah, I think Apex 47 on this Tigreal, man, on point, really providing just a lot of that crowd control alone for the lineup here.
Dude, Sunshine on a Moskov, 51,000 damage dealt, TNZ 916 gold per minute that he was able to earn. I feel like both teams are gonna ramp up the numbers in terms of unique heroes picked, because what's next? A Hanabi for the Deceit of Rage skin?
Maybe they got both vessels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hanabi. But
I can tell that Wolf doesn't like that one. It's like he's like, how do I rebut this? No.
How do I make sense of this? Yeah, but who knows? Maybe Innocent picks it up. Innocent can play Chang'e. I'm sure he can play Hanabi, right?
Maybe.
I can't reveal that. But anyways, honestly, looking at the matchup here, really, like, we got to talk about Rosa. Like, no matter who eventually becomes the Sony MVP, Rosa in this matchup, both games, really show up as a playmaker.
It's difficult to explain, but yes, definitely. I think that he managed to get the right ultimates at the right time, obviously with the IMU.
Yep.
And then he managed to get out of sticky situations with the Ling ultimate, for example. And his targeting with the second skill, first skill, and second skill. I mean, if you look at the Valentina, you're always thinking about the ultimate, right? But sometimes it's just much about how you manage to find the right opening so you can one-shot people. Because Valentina with skill 1 and 2 combo, skill 1, 2, 2, 1, technically speaking.
No, I get
that. If you land that combo correctly, that's a ton of damage. As Nice would say, that's big damn.
Big damn.
Big damn coming in from the Valentina. And again, amazing showcase here. Right now, in case you guys just tune in, it's a 1-1, where Selangor Giants won the very first game. However, the second one, Fireflux was able to pick up that one. And again, we heard from Sanji that it could go 5 games, but he said Fireflux might win this one. And I got to say, for both games, even though Selangor Giant won the first one, Fireflux looks like they're mostly controlling the game.
Yeah. What is it? 21 minutes of the 22 minutes from the first game.
Exactly.
That Fireflux was pretty much controlling.
Exactly.
There was a couple like question. I even heard the casters mention it, like with Sunshine using the Spirit Destruction and then following through with it. There was a couple mistakes that they made, but one thing's for sure, Fireflux Esports, they know how to adapt on the fly and adjust the play from there.
With that being said, we got to look at our Sony MVP, and it's going to be TNZ on that AA mod. And be careful when you're going up in rank. Because the draft pick, you might see a few Amons.
That was the winning play. TNZ getting into the orange buff, even after there were already 2 members down. Magically, it was it Stormy that got the Lord afterwards?
It was Innocent.
It was Innocent, magically. And then look at that play. Alien just converting for another kill. And then eventually they will see Cram just casually walking.
Why was Cram there?
Yeah.
Like, not respecting the... because they saw every member of Fireflux there.
Yeah. Well, let's ask Cram later if we have a chance. But yeah, that really costed them the Lord afterwards.
And again, Apex 47 is coming in with the engage with the implosions. Like, I would say Fireflux, they look much more brave because of the engagements coming in from Alien as well as Apex 47. And again, TNZ 7.5 KDA, 916 gold per minute, 65% kill participation. But again, if you want to ramp up that goal, he was able to farm out, while I would say the rest of the players, they were all screaming against each other.
Ooh, interesting. Here's a very nerdy answer to that, especially with what TNZ did. There was one time where, naturally, when you are a roamer, there is a sweet spot where you want to take the mid lane minions, right? So
Yep.
you can get to level 4 come the first turn of the fight. TNZ timed that perfectly, and that is when he went to Innocent's lane and
Yeah.
got the kill, because
that
it was
kill.
a 2v1. And that really tells us how TNZ really, how his mind operates when he's playing these assassins. He wants it to go for the right timing all the time.
Honestly, while you're telling that, can you actually show us using Bob as
Okay.
your
Bob.
helper now?
Yeah, this will be a little bit different because this is the first turtle fight, which we could see the strength of TNZ and the way that they are trying to really fight against the second turtle, because the second turtles usually, this is where you're going to see a lot of like information gathering first before they are able to really just spell it out. So there will be that initiation coming out from Mr. Apex 47. You're going to see him catch 2 members, but Innocent is just holding his ground. He knows that Innocent and Sekai's, all they need to do is to wait for the implosion to happen and then enter afterwards. So let's play out the clip and they will eventually get it. But TNZ already used this burst. Now, what's gonna happen here is that Rosa as well as Apex 47 are gonna do the best things, and which is they allowed TNZ as well as eventually Sunshine in here to get in and out of the fights, right? So look at the kiting coming out from Fireflux. You flicker out with Apex 47, in comes Alien, and then in comes TNZ. They get out again. Sunshine comes into the fight. Whenever they don't have that attack speed anymore, they will get out. Great in and out coming out from Fireflux. And this is a visualization of what Fireflux was trying to do all the time. Eventually, they will get the killing spree, despite the turtle being in favor of the side of SRG. The in and out coming out from Fireflux is good stuff.
I would say, yeah, I completely agree, where the way that they play around a team fight is making sure that you try to deal as much damage while avoiding a lot of damage. So it's kind of like a boxing kind of, what do you call it?
Boxing
Boxing?
maneuver?
It's like a boxing kind of concept where you
Push and pull?
float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Actually.
See, I know stuff.
yeah.
I know synonyms.
Synonyms. I think he means synonyms.
Okay.
You know, but when you watch that clip, Lafel, part of that too, you get to see how I get what you're saying, because they usually, if someone is low for Fireflux Esports, they set up a wall like, to kind of protect them, cut them off, and then they re-engage.
Yeah.
And that's a great, what do you call it? Synonym?
Synonyms.
I don't see the problem here. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato, same. Synonyms. Synonyms.
They're similar because they're synonyms.
Thank you very much. And with that, we got to focus on the second game now. It's still 1-1. Why are you guys laughing?
No, dude.
We're just happy.
Just be
that you're-
yourself.
Just be yourself.
No,
Just be
no,
yourself,
no,
my friend.
No. I've made that mistake before. Never again. I'm never being myself ever again.
Yeah.
I'll always be fake in the eyes of the world. Either ways, SRG, we got to talk about this a little bit. SRG currently has the highest Lord secure rate with 90%.
Wow.
Is that right?
Is that?
90.9%, while 60% turtle control rate. And Fireflux so far is maintaining 69% Lord secure and 58% turtle secure.
Wow. Doesn't matter if they give up the turtle, apparently, in the first few stages of the game. As long as they get the imported Lord. Well, I mean, if you're going to be asking, when Lafel asked the question very early today, who's
I
going to
did?
slay the Lord?
Oh, yeah, I
It's
did.
like it's Fireflux. For Fireflux, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, there was times when, was it Innocent that got it?
Yeah.
You know, on the
Yeah.
Bruno?
Yeah, he kicked the ball, and then the ball slayed the Lord.
Yeah.
Ball's hurt.
Well, it is a ball that's technically on fire, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on fire.
You know what? I agree. Like,
Bruno is a superhero.
if you want to increase it, just kick a bowling ball on fire.
Yeah, if you have the
Wrong
mecha
sport.
legs, maybe you can.
He does have mecha legs.
Yeah. That's the passive.
I know. I too analyzed the game.
Good to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Want to keep talking about hero lore? You could be, yeah.
Hero lore?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Well, we don't have the historian here.
Yeah. Leo, you need Leo for that.
Yeah.
No. As much as it's cool that you can call a horse and then swipe every enemy down, we don't need Leo more in this conversation. I feel like
Hey.
we just focus on Bruno. Yeah.
Don't say that as if it's final. Maybe a Leomord can pop up in this situation. TNT is
Yeah.
playing here.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
78. Make it 78. Wait.
Yeah.
No, Leo Moore.
Oh, we saw Leo Moore.
Leo
Yeah,
Moore
that's
has
right,
been
that's
picked
right.
before. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to increase it even more, the Hanabi.
Why do we keep going to the Hanabi?
Yeah.
Because there's a new skin. We have to sell skins, Naisu.
Okay.
We have to sell the skins. But either ways, Fireflux this time is going to be first pick. Slangor Giants are going to be the second pick. Fireflux themselves, even though they're the first pick, they ban out the Faramis, SRG, banning out the Chip. It looks like Fireflux, they don't want to see this Moscow going in the hand of Innocent.
Maybe they're the ones who wants to get this Louis.
Or Roger.
Yeah.
Roger. Obviously. I think it's I think this might be the game where SRG will just get Ling almost all the time. It kind of feels like Fireflux are daring them.
I was gonna say, is that the right choice though? Like, if you're SRG, you know, do you want to get this Ling every single time that it's open? It feels like in a way they're kind of struggling a little bit here and there. with some of the
There's
approach.
another hero they could use, which is more riskier, but
Hayabusa.
Fanny.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
You're right.
pretty. Yeah, that's pretty risky, I'd say.
It's the hero that puts the guys on the map.
Yeah.
But again, it's very risky. Like, no matter how strong you are with that hero, it's pretty risky. The Valentina gets banned here. And honestly, I really like this Valentina ban because I feel like it really puts SRG in a very tough spot when it comes to the draft, especially for Yums and Stormy. So now without the Valentina, now they don't have to worry that much.
That's very true. So, yeah, that means that Rosa will have to pull something out of the bag. Again, another Baxia ban. Very good.
Louis is open.
From SRG. So Louis as well as Roger. I believe that Fireflux don't necessarily want to pick up the Louis first pick. So this might be Roger or yeah, it is indeed Roger. So you go Harith Ling if you're SRG, or Louis.
Now, do you want to risk it, right?
The what?
Risk it. Like, don't pick up the Louis thinking that Fireflux wouldn't pick up the Louis.
If you get the Ling, yes, because you have the answer to that. So maybe Ling Arlet actually for SRG at this point. Does Yums play a lot of Arlet?
He can.
Oh, Angela's open.
Ling.
I mean, it has been open for quite a while. It's just that teams haven't had a good success with Angela. So the only question is it going to be Stormy or Yums?
I was gonna say, is it gonna be Rome mid?
Oh, well, I think that they have to keep that up until the last pick.
So pick up the EXP soon.
Oh.
Oh, Arlet Ruby.
Talk about I was gonna say sweeping and pulling, basically.
And it's
a whole
still,
lot.
It's still flex.
Yeah.
You don't know which one's going Rome. You don't know which one's going to the EXP. And you're denying the pick from SRG.
Yeah. And it
This
could also
Charizla
go
ban is looking
gold
better.
Ruby.
Oh, yeah.
There's this ban, unfortunately.
No, I feel like the Charizla ban is genius when this, is your play.
I think at this point you don't want to go Louis anymore, right? Because you're global anyways to the Angela. So you just get an Edith perhaps so that you have a stable roamer that can also be flexed in the EXP lane. Apart from that, maybe get the Harith now because, I mean, what's stopping you, right? You have the Angela Harith.
Oh.
They go Claude instead.
Isn't this a little bit risky because you have two heroes that want to farm?
Yeah.
It is.
But I think also part of this is just the fact that, like, because if they didn't pick this up right now, then those bans would still focus on narrowing down those choices for Innocent because they already took out the Moskov, right? Yeah. And I feel like after probably how much he struggled with a Bruno in the previous game, this is more so like, all right, let's give a better opportunity to Innocent to just to farm up and then, you know, hopefully pop off later on.
That's right. Interesting. So, with this...
Ban out the mid?
Yeah, ban out the Rosa heroes. In this case...
You want to do the farce?
Oh, you know what? Respect.
They don't want to deal with that anymore.
Rather use Zhang. Makes a lot of sense. Apart from the Amon, I do love to see them battle Rosa heroes, like Farsa, for example. However, since this is Angeling, what else do you pick up actually?
Vexana?
after This? Maybe actually Aurora.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you're left with that as
It would be crazy if Fireflux pick up a Zask.
yeah. That's true. I wonder if they do play that. Does it look like a Rosa hero though? I think
The thing about Rosa is it doesn't have to look like a Rosa hero for Rosa
That's
to do
true.
well with it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Kadita actually for Rosa. I don't know if that is a thing.
What about Kagura?
Oh, against Angeling.
Oh, Julian.
Okay.
Imagine, nicely, you're saying like, imagine Kadita, and then it was like, oh no, he just baits you and it ends it all just like, yeah, no way.
Yeah, no.
X-Borg getting banned out. So it looks like for SRG still respecting the jungler pick, and for Fireflux making sure that Cram doesn't have a good hero to play.
Yeah. You know what? I think this is nearing the Leomord zone now for Fireflux. If this is not a lockdown hero for SRG, because they banned out both X-Borgs plus Yuzhong, right? So you're forced with like Edith perhaps for SRG in this case. That means that the Leomord will have a great time. There it is, Edith. Oh man. This is Leomord and yeah, Gord perhaps.
No way.
Oh, wait, yeah.
I know you're
No
just trying to make
way.
me feel better.
There's
Kagura down. Wolf, it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's Kagura. No, yeah,
Guys,
the Kagura is really good actually.
Oh, is it now?
It is.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the Aurora.
Yep. Leomord. TNZ. You've been playing it before it was meta. And now that you have the chance,
Boom, Akai.
pick it up. Yeah, that would be like, actually like Fredrin, you know?
Yeah, I'm thinking Fredrin.
End of the day, it's like, yeah, like Fredrin the Varya.
Just become something super normal.
Yeah, so something
Yeah.
super like
normal.
Vexana, Fredrin,
Yeah,
right?
Vexana Fredrin.
Oh, God. I mean,
I mean, it's a good pick. A Florin.
Farsa, okay.
Florin Farsa. It looks like it's going to be a Roger jungle.
Gold Ruby. Okay. So they're all in on TNZ now. That means...
This is going to be annoying for SRG because they're the one that doesn't want to fight a prolonged team fight.
I wonder if Cram likes to play the Paquito because that's a great hero. First Roger and Farsa.
Honestly, I'm even thinking if you want to go all into the backline, pick up something like a Vendetta, but I haven't seen Cram use it so far.
How about a Uranus? Do you like?
I do
it's a
love
crap hero.
Uranus.
But you have Edith.
Wait, what about the Minotaur?
What if
Oh, wait, Grok?
what if they're the ones to pick up Kadita?
Oh, wait,
They
no.
need a little bit of front line. Lapu. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got him.
So it looks like the Edith is going to the roam position. Lapu is going to the EXP.
Oh.
For the casters, right now, the draft has been settled. I wonder if we're going to jump into the game with no issues here, but so far, a floor in for Fireflux, which is what SRG wants to avoid. But SRG, they have the Angela, so this might be a long team fight. With that being said, we're tossing it over to the casters.
Thank you, analysts. Once again, back on the desk with Leo and as well as me, Gideon Q. Yeah. We're going to be taking care of you guys because this one, it's going to be a little different compared to the first two, right? Both have pretty similar curves in terms of power spikes, but at the very least, the synergies between Ling and as well as Angela is going to be the main driving force here.
Now more than ever, I think SRG and FF are aware of each other's power spikes, are aware of each other's tendencies, and hopefully, my fingers are crossed, and I think I say this on behalf of everyone watching in the Amazon arena and everywhere around the world, that doesn't stop them from fighting the way that they did in games 1 and 2.
I totally agree here, but we got to talk about the later stages of the game between Fireflux Esports on blue side up against SRG on the red side, because I think towards the later stages of the game, I would imagine that Fireflux Esports scales better.
Yeah, I mean, mainly because Rosa can actually pull out 2 feathered airstrikes between engages. And again, you can only really Hearthguard once for the shock value. So after you pop out, if the fight doesn't last longer, then you know you're just out there like, throwing love waves.
You're just gonna exist, you know?
Yeah.
You're just a heart guard. You're a heart guard bot, right? Everything after that is just a bonus. For the time being, let's have a look at the emblem so far because it looks like Alien is going to take a more defensive approach with common emblem, making sure that he has plenty of armor to keep himself alive on top of the tenacity.
Something to note as well, the triumphant return of Lapu Lapu, who isn't like in the top 3 XP laners right now, but he's what you need when you're trying to stop Rosa from, you know, throwing out those volleys of magic damage. Tianzi playing footsies against Sekais, Yumes, and Stormy. Here comes the response. All right, goes and shuts down that Little Wanderer. Interestingly enough, we're still 20 seconds out from the first turtle. I think it happened, man. I hate to jinx it, but I think they slowed down.
Yeah, I think both sides really want to make sure that, you know, they don't give each other much space. And now with Sunshine on this Ruby, hopefully they're going to be able to get everything done. Because when it comes down to that big team fight at the end of the day, right, I think Cram, he's going to be fine, but he's going to be very isolated from the rest of his team. They're technically taking these fights a man down.
Yeah, but what that means is Silangan Regents at least has a solution bank, right? As soon as Rosa goes crazy, all right, I'm gonna come in, bravest fighter. If I can fight Apex 47, even before he pulls the trigger on the Bloom, all right, take him down.
And Cram just jumping into the bush, bravest fighter. Not 100% sure what the decision behind that is going to be, but in the meantime, this very first turtle, honestly, going to go real slow because, again, both Roger and as well as the Link would much rather just power farm.
Okay, luckily that, again, theoretically mistimed ult that shouldn't be punished too hard because neither junglers are making their way towards the turtle just yet. And there you go. It's off of cooldown now, so he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, the Bravest Fighter is a very short cooldown. It's pretty expandable. You can kind of just throw it out whenever you want. But let's see whether or not Fireflux Esports are going to be able to get this turtle, right? Previously they were, but SRG have... Well, I hope that they've thought about the situation now. How exactly are they going to approach the fight? They want to take out TNZ, but at the same time have to dodge the damage from Alien.
Here we go. The jump in from Cram. The answer from Rosa. Flicker back after the third airstrike. No one home. And now the pull from Sunshine. They back off. Again, folks, note that this is indeed a side lane Ruby. So the true cores for Fireflux Esports now is, again, in true rope-a-dope fashion, as Fireflux likes to do it. Now TNZ and Rosa. It's not Sunshine and Rosa.
They're taking their time with this, both sides. Hopefully, good reaction time from TNZ. Whoa!
All right. Interestingly enough, they want to commit hard on that, and that's 4 sent over to take down TNZ. The response from Fireflux Esports is a better airstrike, but Silangan Regents lean hard into the aggression, taking down Rosa. One more time, maybe even Apex 47, and they indeed do. 3, 4 none straight into that plate in mid lane. And Alien trying to do some damage control, stop the bleeding. Yumes gets pulled in. I'm offended. The onward, the takedown. Alien gets a kill, keeps going. The vengeance. All right, Fireflux Esports out of their breath here. Oh, another one! Stormy so low! Misses one basic! And the blazing duet, can Alien survive? The answer is yes to their strike. Pushing back SRG.
I'm glad that both teams' tendencies is to continuously trade. Although I will say that SRG did find a chink in the armor here because once they guaranteed the engage onto TNZ's side, they knew for a fact that Rosa does not have his flicker just yet, so they can run him down. And we know that Florin is going to need a lot of time to get to that late game stage before her heals are extremely relevant.
All right, it's true that these teams have taken it slow, but when the fight can begin, when the fight happens, they will not let go. They are not shy to lean hard into it. But with that said, Silangan Giants now up by about 2,000 gold, 5 minutes in, turtles spawning in the upper quarter. Interestingly enough, I don't know how this 1-3-1 setup for Fireflux is going to go, man. It changed their dynamics so much.
It does. It does. It makes them very reliant on their battle spells to get a majority of things done, right? Even when you're looking for those big engages, Alien, probably, unless, somebody face checks a bush and, well, it happens. But at this point of time, hopefully SRG recognize that they can honestly play as slow as they want to, but as soon as they find that very first kill, it's about how much gold you get against Fireflux Esports when it comes down to their economy whether it's jungle camps, ideally when it comes down to neutral objectives.
Luckily, Fireflux Esports, despite, stepping up to get into these fights, aren't letting go of that prime objective, that prime priority here in the early game is to farm up, get some items on you, because good news for Alien is he already built his Thunderbelt, so he can just start getting the enhanced basic attack, smacking his opponents, and building up those hybrid defense stacks.
Yeah, I think that I'm pretty sure that Alien is going to go with the same build that he did in the previous game. Thunderbelt into the Queen's Wings, and then eventually maybe even into the Oracle. But for now, let's see whether or not Yomes is going to find that engage.
All right, Turtle secured here by SRG.
Whoa.
And the knock-up, forcing a response here. Tempest of Blades now. Heartguard waiting to be cast. Sakai says, never mind, I am safe. SRG happy with the major objective pickup, now approaching 3K ahead.
Yeah, no disrespect from both of these teams, right? Really playing it slow. Okay, it's just a small objective, not the end of the world. As long as our structures are up, maybe we can do something with that. Because these rotations are basically man-to-man defense from both sides, right? If somebody leaves the lane, we have to follow.
Which is, again, despite it sounding counterintuitive, the man-to-man defense against a 4v5 with the Angela inside one of them is actually the winning combination. Up top, Alien going 1v3. Yume, Stormy, and Cram want to fight, forcing out a flicker from Alien for his own good.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Oh, down bottom. The stun on Innocent. How far can they dive? In goes TNZ. Tempest of Blaze knocking up TNZ. He's taken down. Sunshine takes a few hits. In comes Sakai from the back. And Sunshine healing up a bit, but no, there's not much Apex 47 can do. SRG trade out.
Man, I love it. I love the micro mechanics there because Stormy, he knows who exactly he wants to give that heart card to, but he doesn't want to put the indicator on top of the person, right? Which is very visible to everybody on the map. So you can see that even TNZ is like, oh, they probably have it, but there's a good chance that it might be able to get the execute before that happens.
They're weaponizing the information. They don't want to give Fireflux Esports that level of a tell. And here we go. Sakais goes for the Grand Theft Orange. Pushing in mid. That was just Cram and Yumes. Yumes and Cram. Now the answer. Their strike. I think Rosa needs a little bit more firepower.
Yeah, I mean, Rosa's been taking the brunt of the punishment here, always having to use his flicker every time he gets compromised on the position of his feathered airstrike. And Stormy, on the other hand, is like, I don't have to worry about any of these things. I just have to be a good team player. However, I will say that Cram quite ahead in the game. He may have lost his tier 1 on top side, but so far, he's been winning out these trades against Alien as soon as he uses that Bravest Fighter.
All right, let's see again, another 3v1. Stormy throws out a Love Waves. From the back line, in comes Rosa. Tempest of Blades, taking down Alien. Now here comes the Cavalry, and by Cavalry, I mean the rest of Fireflux Esports. All right, deterring any further aggression. All this while, SRG was just bursting down the Lord. They got even us distracted.
Oh man, great diversion here. It's like, I'm gonna dive, I'm gonna look maybe to take this tier 1, but at the same time, oh wait.
I'm offended. Cram, can he survive? Damage reduction and iframes in check. Yes, the answer. Continue, Gideon.
Yes, these diversion plays, it's great because now it's like SRG saying, we've learned from the previous game, you gave us 2-prong attacks, and worse yet, our draft didn't exactly give us answers. Oh my goodness, where did he go? Wait, how far ahead is Innocent?
Got the 2-man onward Earth Shatter, and then the rest was history. Tempest of Blaze defensively out. That's just how far ahead SRG is, man. 6K ahead, 6K gold. That's what? 2 items on each core.
But that's what I was thinking. It was coming from Sakai's, not Innocent specifically. I guess he was max stack on top of it. We'll see in the item list in just a little bit, but hopefully, Fireflux are able to defend their inhibitors. They can't just give away these for free.
This is uncharacteristic. I am not comfortable with the way SRG is dominating Fireflux Esports. Given how games 1 and 2 went, it's as if SRG is a whole nother team. It's as if Fireflux Esports forgot everything that happened in 1 and 2, because those were very close. This is far from it.
Yeah, and a majority of the lead is actually coming from Innocent. He's got 8,000, he's 3,000 ahead of Sunshine at this point of time with the full Trinity build.
Huge. I mean, oh, here we go. We'll talk about it later. The fight happens. Yumes gets taken out, and suddenly in the back line, they die. Apex 47, Sakais, and Stormy. Stormy and Sakais. Tempest of Blaze in the back looking for TNZ. Alien has already fallen. A 1-4-3. Massive gains for SRG.
Huge gains, 2 to 10 so far is the kill score. 8,000 gold lead, damage dealt, Claude as well as Lapu Lapu, both of the side lanes right at the brink.
All right, so we were saying how that's a huge 3K, 3,500 between Sunshine and Innocent. mainly because you're a fighter, right? You can afford to build semi-built items or halfway built items compared to Innocent, who has to build his Trinity, which he now has. Hence why he's dealt so much damage.
I think that Fireflux Esports, if anything, they need Apex 47 to scale up quicker right now. Like, TNZ, he's struggling to get the farm, and yes, the do is gonna, it's helping, right? His auto attacks really make the difference in these fights, but you're getting stat checked by people who are 9,000 gold ahead of you at this point in time.
Yep, and here you'll see it again. Yeah, across the board, the only closest one we got is Rosa and Stormy. And that's a support mid laner on Stormy. So that's how far ahead SRG is now from Fireflux.
It's kind of wild, though. Maybe there is an I don't know. Maybe going for a safe build, getting it like an early Winds of Nature, just to kind of protect yourself to drag this game out. But then again, you're deviating from getting it like your core items, which is too important to give up.
All right, that is a definite possibility, and I think it's worth the money, right? The Wind of Nature, because really, what's the only thing that goes through your Wind of Nature proc? Quick Lord take here by SRG. Stormy skills. That's it, Stormy skills and the CC on Yumes. But that aside, if the goal is to just stay alive, then the Wind of Nature is the answer.
I mean, it's more manageable compared to like I'll take like 5 love taps compared to like getting 1 crit by Sakai's. Like, that's how much of a difference it's going to be. At this point in time, both teams still looking very calm, but calm before the storm. We'll see how they're going to try and pry open these inhibitors, and I think Rosa, he's gonna be so careful with how they approach this.
You mean calm before the storm? Me.
Oh.
This is very similar to his MVP performance in game number 1, where he was very low-key, very quiet, and he's the one that really tilted the scales, tipped it over to SRG, and now he's doing the same again. As you mentioned, he doesn't want to reveal where the heart guard's going. So that just makes it all the worse. Instead of it being a 1+4, it's a 1+4 +1 +1 +1 +1. Like, it can be on anybody.
It really can. And that's the Feather Airstrike to clear both mid as well as bottom waves. They still have the Lord crashing on that top side. And I guess their wave clear isn't that great. Their sieging isn't that great either. If they want to siege, that means they have to dive. And that's too big of a commitment.
Oh, well, Cram seems to be eager about it. Yumes flickering on out. Cram in trouble. Goes ahead, pops the heart guard, pops that inhibitor up top. Mid, next up on the docket. Lord wailing away at the base. Another feathered airstrike. Rosa cleaning up house. Fireflux Esports still in this.
Yep, and SRG make the smart choice. Just we've already got 1 inhibitor. This was the very first Lord. Let's just back off. There's no need to do anything about it. And that's a purple buff going over to Sakai's. And at this point, right, SRG, it's about denying economy from Fireflux Esports. Because if Fireflux Esports get to that late stage game, they're going to outscale SRG entirely.
Yep, and it's not enough that they're ahead. They have to put the opponents down. Because now you're looking at what? About 11K ahead? SRG? And they're taking away even the smallest of camps, man. Even this little rock boulder. It's like, right, you're mine. But they're taking their time with it too, look.
He's just
because they're freezing the waves.
Yeah, they're freezing the waves. And Innocent wants to hold the stacks just in case somebody decides, hey, I'm gonna be a little cheeky and face check this. Instantly gets hit by all the shots coming in from Innocent at full Art of Thievery stacks. It's not a fun time. We've seen him like 3-tap somebody earlier.
Yep, not while your items are like barely built up, right? Fireflux Esports currently only at 35K. You see the majority of them are about half built. So that's raw. That's what they call it. It's raw.
It's very raw indeed. Fleeting time as well as the Flask of the Oasis already out for Apex 47. Hopefully he gets some value over the fleeting time, because in terms of like trading back and forth, we're not seeing Fireflux Esports actually securing those kills. They get low, but not securing the kills.
And with that, I'm wondering if Fireflux Esports, by some way, somehow, man, survives after this Lord and keeps on going into the late game, will they eventually get secure? Will they eventually get the end and do something to SRG that's, you know, decidedly a good thing?
I suppose, but it's already starting to look like checkmate angle, right? They've hit the... Wait, they want to fight this. Do they want to fight this? I mean, they've already used the conceal.
They are going to try to rush out an angle from Fireflux, but yeah, no. Fireflux able to retreat and respect that engagement, especially from that weird angle, fast enough.
Yep, I think that's totally fine. At least Fireflux Esports, they can play from high ground, and that's okay with them. Coming back to the main point here, I think that SRG at this stage, with the lead that they have, they hit the checkmate angle under 2 conditions. 10,000 gold lead and a broken inhibitor. Now that the second Luminous Lord is starting to walk by, right, essentially SRG can technically overwhelm the base and go straight for the crystal if these minions start to bleed in.
And they will bleed in. I think it's just a matter of time before even Rosa's ult will not be enough to clear out these waves. Cram and Yume catches a few hits, and no, interestingly enough, I think we're approaching that fulcrum, that apex of Fireflux Esports' power spike, where maybe they do survive. Maybe it doesn't cost them too much to actually just clear the waves and force out an odd angle from Selangor Giants. In comes Cram. And Yumes, and Sigais, and the Blazing Duet inside the base. Innocent takes down the turret. Alien put down a quarter of his health, so is Apex 47. The Heartguard onto the Marksman. They keep on going, clearing the waves. Fireflux Esports still alive.
Honestly, great stuff from Fireflux Esports. I knew that they had decent high ground defense, but better yet, if SRG tries to do some funky business, trying to get overly aggressive, starts to overextend their hand, that's when you see Fireflux snap back at them. That's why Sunshine is so very important, as well as Alien to kind of follow up upon each other while generating space for Tianzi and Rosa.
And it's not like anything changed. I mean, there's still a gaping 11K, 12K gold lead for SRG. Nobody died, and it's not like they got anything changed in their kit. But wait, here we go. A concealed play from Yumes, trying to spot out Alien, answers the final slash. The Heart Guard in the back line, the feathered airstrike from Rosa.
And now they're jumping backwards. The Heart Guard is going to keep Sakai's alive as they disengage from this fight. I mean, unless we're seeing something aggressive from TNZ, despite having to do, I don't think he wants to go further than this. Lord's coming up in 48, so better not to die.
Is this it? Is this that moment wherein after everything from Selangor Giants and Fireflux still standing, does Stormy just exist?
Yep.
All right. Now what, boss? Now what?
I mean, it's the wallflower time, right? You're just kind of there, right? You're out-healed. You're out-healed by Apex 47, and at this point, Fireflux have stabilized. The only disadvantage that they have is the fact that they're missing 2 inhibitors, and they have to constantly deal with that. A timing of which SRG can take.
Crap. TNZ falls as well, and it's just Rosa standing left. The Queen shall soon see the base fall because SRG have set up a wave in mid and in top. What can Rosa do?
I mean, Rosa is going to have to try, right? Feather Airstrike should be coming back up at some point, but nah, it's over. That's it. That's too much momentum. GG, well played to SRG. And what an incredible stance from Fireflux. Despite the entire game getting beaten down, they managed to stabilize, and just one singular bad fight and an incredible engage coming in from Yumes just to put them out.
The invincible Titans of Malaysia are now at match point, and I think you're right. Yumes did the very perfect thing of taking them off of their footing. Like, for the first time, Fireflux Esports in this, almost 20-minute game, found their footing, and Yumes said, nuh-uh, there's a crack right there. Like that moment between Bruce Wayne and Ducard from Batman Begins 2003.
Ooh, that's a hot reference there. That's a hot reference. I was gonna say
this.
Yeah.
Without trading, they're this good, right? Maybe they're their own region. Like, don't talk down your own region. It might be an amazing region.
I think that's why part of really what stuck out with me from the video there was that they've stuck together for 2 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a lesson that teams around the world that might not even be in these developed regions for Mobile Legends can take note of. you know, stay together, even if you don't have the ability to go and practice against everyone else. But learn to play together, get that synergy down. And that's what we see so far from Fireflux Esports against, again, a team who right now stands undefeated for 100 days.
I guess the argument there is that
Oh, Ling Ban by the way.
individually the members of Fireflux are actually pretty good. Like I think that's if you stay together as a team and some of you are already struggling, maybe that's when you can break up. But this team, they're actually individually really good. So that's what really excites me about Fireflux. And eventually that is going to be the Ling ban. This is the draft configuration that SRG, I believe, will take the Luyi.
The thing is, Skies is amazing on the tank junglers as well. So I feel like even without the Ling, he's not forced on a pick like Hayabusa or Lancelot. They have options. They're banning out the Valentina this time, and I feel like, again, it's very good because you got to give respect to Rosa because the playmaking capabilities coming in from this mid laner is truly terrifying. They should ban out the Luyi here. If not, I'm guessing they're going to ban out the Roger, and then SRG would just pick up one or the other. Or you want to let both of them open and ban the Moskov.
Yeah, Angela's still open too.
I mean, without the Ling, though.
Without the Ling, but like I think it could still fit into some compositions. Especially if, for example, SRG's plan is maybe to pick the Claude again for Innocent here. Okay, whoa, Fanny. Okay.
I mean, again, like I said, it puts Skies on the map.
Yep. So this is definitely the configuration that you pick up. You first pick the Luyi.
Yeah.
If you're SRG. Or maybe not. I think knowing that Fireflux is not a team that actually prioritizes that, so maybe they can get Harith or Roger first.
I feel like they want to pick up the Moskov for
Moskov.
Fireflux.
Oh yeah. I agree. Especially if Roger was the first. Actually, in both scenarios, Moskov looks good. So it should be in that.
I mean, they could go greedy and pick up Roger and Moskov, right? Forcing Innocent on the Harith, and then eventually picking out something like Aurora to fight back.
Yeah.
SRG is thinking hard about this one.
Yeah. As they should. But I believe, if I were to guess, this will be Harith. Oh, I mean, Harith or Roger. It's going to be Roger this time. Fireflux, they're not going to be picking up the Luyi, so this could probably be Terizla Harith or Angela Terizla.
Oh.
Ooh.
So they want to go with Angela this time.
Okay, I love it. In this scenario, with no Valentina, no Faramis, you go Edith instead of the Terizla. Makes a lot of sense.
So now having the Angela as well as the Edith here, does it make a lot of sense just for Fireflux to just pick up their, say, a Fredrin early so that they can actually pick up the tempo? Because again, that's their playstyle. The Turkish delight, right? Moving together as a team and then eventually pick up something. Actually, no. If they don't pick up the Moskov is definitely going to get banned.
Yeah. I think they're the third pick Moskov in this scenario. Or maybe just the Claude. Good combo with the Angela as well.
Yeah.
Right? And so is the Claude. So this is what? Terizla and Arlet perhaps for SRG? Or Cho. Oh, whoa!
Nolan.
Immediate Nolan.
I mean,
Immediate Nolan.
I feel like we haven't seen Nolan in a
Wow.
while. One of Sky's here, and yet, like we talked about, the Moskov gets picked up here. And so the general game plan for SRG, this is what they do when they have the Nolan and give Innocent the Roger, is that mid trio distraction. Actually, I should say mid duo distraction. Nolan farm like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Innocent waits for 2 items. After 2 items, Yums, get yourself low, get the enemy close to Innocent, and then Innocent is just gonna wipe them clean.
I think you ban Luyi now if you're Fireflux. Especially if you want to go utility jungler. The way I'm seeing Fireflux operates is that if they go Moskov, because it's very farm dependent, you pick up a utility jungler to go with it. Fredrin, for example, is going to be the case. Terizla is also another option if they do want to pick that up. But I'm thinking of a bold claim here. If there's isn't an additional crowd control that will come from SRG, this might be the last picked Leomord now for Fireflux because it has Angela. So that's that's actually a combo. And Fireflux they have been known to pick that up, so could be an option here. That being said, though, I think you still ban the Fredrin if you're SRG.
cover that base.
Yeah, cover that base.
Again, because part of it too is
Alpha.
interesting alpha.
Yeah.
Part of it too for Fireflux, there's a Luyi is also just kind of withstanding some of that burst with a Nolan.
That's right.
Even most likely Nolan will just go ahead and farm up majority of the time, and then like LaFell mentioned, then you let Innocent pop off on the Roger.
Yeah.
So going some utility might work. Fredrin, whereas like now I feel like Fredrin's kind of like, I don't know if a 50-50, but he's definitely not as tanky as before, but he still serves the purpose, especially with the lineup, especially with the fact that you have an Edith here for Fireflux. But I would actually like to see the Leomord.
Yeah, Leomord,
like,
yeah.
Make it a little exciting, you know?
That will be exciting. How about a Tigreal for Apex 47 or a Grok, actually? A Grok is probably the safest choice here. And then put the Edith.
Alice!
Okay, yeah, Alice Angeles also combo.
Oh, I mean, like Apex 47 said, they've played against each other before the knockout stage, so they know the hidden strats.
Oh man, I want the Leomord or the Joy. That would be great, but don't pick the
Julian's still
Joy.
open.
Yeah, Julian's great. Julian's great also.
Yep.
There it is.
Julian.
Yep. Don't too creative. Just go for the solid plays. Like it a lot. It makes a lot of sense actually.
You know what they say, right? Creativity kills the cat.
Creativity.
Yeah. There you go.
So cats are not creative.
They are
They're
when
just
they.
curious.
They do want to play the Kadita Johnson, right? SRG.
Oh,
Do they?
that's a little too creative. I don't know about that one.
Okay.
I don't. I if they
Just
do,
an idea.
If
It's
they,
my turn.
If
Wolf?
they do,
No.
sure, but I don't know.
Matilda Barretts though. Oh no, they need the mid lane for that. Kadita and Barretts, I think. for
Vexana's
SRG.
still open. I mean, it's not great against Julian. Kagura?
Farsa's great versus the Moskov.
Oh, Aurora.
Aurora. And
Aurora
Tiger.
Tigreal.
All right.
There's a lot of lockdown.
Yeah.
With the implosion, with a frigid glacier,
Yeah.
you have a Ruby. SRG is. This is a lot. This is a lot to cover here for
Yeah.
Fireflux.
I mean, again, they need a very strong mid duo just to create chaos and give time for Skies to just out-farm.
Yeah. Having said, you pick up you probably pick up a very active XP laner like a Lapu or a. How about a Thams?
Now that I think about it, SRG's draft, this is the draft that they've been using in MPLMY to get 0 losses.
Yeah.
0 game losses. I'm not sure if they lost with this draft so far. So now
pretty
Fireflux.
Okay, CC maybe? For they put the Edith in the roam, get the CC.
Yuzong.
All right, yeah.
That's
Makes a
my
lot of
point.
sense.
Well, for the casters, you guys have seen the draft. SRG, I kind of feel like they've gotten a very comfortable draft here, but Fireflux, picking up the Julian, Yuzong, Moskov, as well as this Angela, there's a lot of potential, and this is an S-tier draft coming in from both teams. And with that being said, Leo as well as Gideon, it's your turn.
It's a fire sale between both of these teams, taking some of the best heroes in the meta as we know it right now. But with Julian and the way that Fireflux have designed this composition, they could potentially bait SRG into unfavorable fights.
Especially how on fire TNZ was on the Amon. This is just a more in-your-face type of mage that can burst down SRG. Can they take it down the wire? Can we see this series go 2-2? This is the right match. You just came in at the right time to find out.
Well, let's get right into it as we load into the land of Dawn. Sparks are going to fly between both of these teams. It's going to be SRG on the blue side up against Fireflux Esports on the red side. They're going to have mirrored starts for both of these junglers. But keep in mind, right, the early game, a lot of it is on the shoulders of the roamers to try and create the space and to set up these big plays.
That's right, SRG, Yums, FF, Apex 47. Something to note, Apex 47, he's well built to actually run himself into Innocent and Sekais. So he's only really worried about Stormy because that's where he kind of just stops dead in the ice. All puns intended.
All puns intended, of course. Let's look at the emblems to see if there's anything interesting here. It looks like it's going to be common emblem into Master Assassin for both of the gold laners. So it's going to be pretty stale for them considering how they've been playing the game thus far.
Yeah.
But really, we're looking at, as LaFell mentioned, the mid trios of both teams, right? They're going to be going back and forth. And I want to see how creative Firefly Fireflux Esports are going to be against SRG to maybe bait them into a full combo by TNZ, or maybe we could see the big setup from Apex 47.
More than creativity, I'm looking forward to SRG's execution. They have to be very succinct. They have to be very sick guys going in, trying to steal away that small camp, and they jump onto him. Again, execution, it has to be on point. All of these flickers is essentially what made me say, hey, they have to be very careful. But no, even their vision, how did they not see that?
They didn't spot out Apex 47 walking into the tri-brush of blue side, and immediately they were making the call. And even Rosa flickering forward just to guarantee Puppet on a String to slow them down, to get the chain CC. No matter what, there was going to be a kill. But at this point, it just means that SRG aren't going to be contesting for this very first turtle.
And that was possibly worst case scenario, right? An assassin jungler gets drawn first blood on with relatively low stakes, and TNZ didn't even need to use Retribution. That means he can speed up his jungling rotation from elsewhere.
At this point of time, I would imagine if Fireflux wanted to contest for the purple buff, it is a possibility, but they need to take their time with this, right? They also understand that they need time to scale, and really the person who wants to push the agenda is Alien and Apex 47. Everybody else kind of has to wait for those two to really do something.
Talking about Alien, this is a classic Yu Zhong. He's been playing this hero ever since we were introduced to him back in M3.
Yeah, years actually.
Yeah.
Years of gameplay from this guy. And now we look at the items and we see, honestly, not much of a difference here for the most part of it, right? The only person who got the kill was TNZ, and he wants to scale up fast.
Oh,
wait.
look at this. An early Thunderbelt on Innocent. Like, I don't even need boots, man.
Doesn't need it. So that kind of explains why he doesn't proactively trade against Sunshine. But once again, another fight. Oh!
Nice! The implosion onto Yumes, the Hearth Guard, the answer, trying to save TNZ, and he will walk away scot-free. Down goes the Kais. Yumes, despite the amazing setup, does not have much follow-through. Fireflux still gets a kill on the way out. Sakai's falls again.
Honestly, unfortunate for Sakai's. Yumes tried to set up the not today kid moment, but no, great response. And not to forget the SOD coming in from Sunshine. The assist is always appreciated.
And because of that, it was a free rotation. He's able to just go back and pressure Innocent even more. Now Innocent showing a little bit of teeth, trying to stop Sunshine from pushing in, trying to take the waves as quickly. Wow, because of the rotations and because of the previous 2 kills on Sekais, Fireflux Esports now about 1,000 ahead.
And I mean, that's great, right? Being 1,000 ahead, but a majority of it is on this Julian, I would assume, and I would hope that it continues to snowball out of control for them, right? But that's under the assumption that it keeps going, all these interactions go in their favor. And until we see TNZ actually get that Holy Crystal, maybe even the Blood Wings, we don't know just yet, but we'll find out, because that's Black Dragon form from Alien.
That's an early ult coming in. Now he's in Dragonoid form. One more implosion from Yumes. There's a lot of damage, though, forcing out a passive pop from Stormy. Sakai stealing it from underneath Fireflux Esports' nose. And now Alien down at 5th of his health, healed up by Rose's Love Waves. But just the same, Selangor Red Giants able to breathe here, walking away with a major objective that they had no business taking.
Yeah, really no business taking, honestly. And even from maybe there is a lot of similarities between Gold and EXP laners. No boots coming in from Alien, just to rush down this War Axe. But now, as we start transitioning from early towards that mid game, you just notice that SRG, they're getting a little bit more proactive on their trades. The way that they're approaching these fights, trying to sneak as many objectives as they can. But more importantly, Innocent knows that he can win this matchup now.
Oh, Alien gets checked in for the Hearthguard. Cancelled there by Rosa. There's a turtle coming up in about a minute. I guess SRG now understand the tempo Fireflux is playing at. Like, nothing comes for free. Nothing comes as easy anymore compared to the first 5 minutes. Oh, the flicker implosion underneath tier 1. Shoving them out through the ult from Stormy. And now they shut down TNZ. Double kill for Innocent. Alien a little too late to save the show.
But at least he saves the tier 1. What a combination! Yumes just walks up, flicker implosion. Let's look at the replay one more time, because once we see the pushback from Yumes straight into the glacier, there's just nothing you can do.
It was a Euro step. Like, forward and to the side, forward and to the side. That was amazing.
Look at that. Oveki even freaking out. Is like, yes, that was a huge combination. And Apex 47, to a certain degree, he's probably thinking, oh man, I might have let that happen.
I can't believe he got me like that.
Right?
In Turkish.
In Turkish. But man, let's look at the goal difference right now, and we're starting to see slight differentials here and there. Jungle, in terms of jungle gold, we see that TNZ is on top. But in every other lane, we see a slight lead in favor of SRG.
And that's slowly going to equalize. Slowly but surely you're going to see that, again, SRG now approaching a 2K gold lead. It won't matter that TNZ currently has a Holy Crystal. It won't matter that TNZ started with such a hot streak. Because eventually, if you shut down that Julian or you block him from what he needs to do, and you pop Alien early, you pop Rosa early, you pop Sunshine early, he'll be left alone. There's very little he can do by himself, especially from an honest angle when you see him coming.
For sure, for sure. That's why Yums is kind of like running at him, and running at the Julian. It's like, come on, try me one more time. Do something about it. Comes the Black Dragon form, though.
And that is Alien running himself into 3. Popping the ult, the Purify. Ahead here, still on Sunshine. He's good. Alien gets taken down. I hate to say it, but I did. And because of that, Sunshine's not even thinking of the SODs. Like, that's a lost cause in mid.
The Frigid Breath is just, it's so good, right? It forces everybody to just back away. Wait, hold on. Cram? Hey, is Cram gonna be able...
Is he trying to steal it? I'm offended. Pulling them in. TNZ gets the ult on him, looking to take advantage of all these low HP members of SRG. Double kill for Sunshine. And they're going to keep going. Apex 47 traded out already. Could have gotten even more, but again, beggars can't be choosers. Fireflux Esports was fighting for their buff, fighting for their lives inside their own jungle.
Let's look at the replay one more time here, because again, so very close. The combo was clean. The hand size was so very good, chunking out every single member of SRG's side. They should have been able to walk away with more kills, but this Aurora is just stopping them, just gatekeeping them from getting more.
Yeah, and I understand how TNZ did not force the issue, because again, his team has already suffered a lot in the past 3 or 4 minutes, so he doesn't want to be another member that they have to worry about. And he's a core here. If I'm not mistaken, Rosa's now taking the backseat. It's now all about TNT and Sunshine. They're the ones who need to fly.
Well, let's see, because now the tier 1 turrets are starting to fall here. And tempo falling into the hands of SRG is a dangerous thing for both. If I learned anything from this game, tempo is so important for both of these teams.
Yeah, tempo and momentum. Especially when he can break it down. Apex 47, despite getting the ult in, gets popped by Sekai's Heart Guard and ult on the Alien, knocking him up. The tail whip, able to keep Innocent down, but not stop the implosion coming in from Humes. He gets popped by Rosa. Just the same, Sunshine trying to protect himself from Cram in the front lines, though Alien still going, gets a double melt, Stormy down, and Cram, can he save himself? Can he get out of here? The answer is no, not around 3 members of Fireflux Esports, and this puts the Turkish in such a great position to just burst down the Lord.
And now the momentum falls back into the side of Fireflux Esports. They can recover so much off of this first Lord alone. The combination of the Black Dragon form as well as the Heart Guard just being so devastating. And I think that's Slang on Red Giants. They got to be real careful, right? Their battle spells is such a valuable resource. They cannot just keep forcing it. If they haven't learned anything from the previous games, Fireflux always bounces back.
All right, because of that shutdown on Innocent, suddenly the gold lead has swung back. There's about 2,000 ahead for Fireflux Esports. And what does that translate into on items? Well, number 1, everyone is mostly ahead, right? Except for Sunshine and Innocent. Like you said, Innocent started hot, but Sunshine not dying yet, and about, what is that, 30 seconds away from Purify? Fireflux can just time that well alongside this Lord to maybe even start knocking down Holy Shields.
Yep, I mean, that's why they're doing this slow push. SRG, of course, they're prioritizing the mid-tier ones, but I don't think they recognize that that Fireflux are just taking their time with this nice and slow. They don't really need these outer turrets. They just need SRG to be caught slacking.
Yep, and trapped inside their own base. Deny them the resources in their own jungle. Lord makes contact with that tier 2 in mid. Sekai's cutting the waves, proxying it down bottom. And that is tier 1 cut through. And the flicker onward or shatter combo, forcing Cram to back out of there. Flickering backwards, Stormy in trouble. Alien gets him. That is a dangerous dragon moving through the back lines, popping that tier 2 up top. And with that, all that stands are these holy shields in that tier 2 and bot.
That's a lot of momentum generated by Fireflux Esports off of one singular Lord. But now, so guys, he's on the run. And I think they made the smart choice by sending him over to split push to be able to just focus on 2 lanes. It's a 4v5 situation, and it's not much if Sakai's was around. It's not like he can engage anyways.
Yeah, and he did what he did to save that tier 2 down bottom, which might be the last bastion for Innocent to try to get some farm, and now he's in trouble! Oh, wow! Despite his... Oh! The shot got him on his way away.
The shot got him on his way down. I thought Alien for a moment had Warcry with how much damage he was pulling out there.
Look at it.
Replay one more time. Because I really beamed him down, right? You see him get hit by the onwards. The proc happens here, and it's already too late.
And the projectile for the shot didn't even really show because it was right on his tail. And now Cram is in trouble. Apex 47 taken out. Oh, the wrath of that turret. Holy Shield still standing. Keeps Selangor Red Giants base alive. Fireflux Esports out of there.
All right. So now the back and forth continues on between these two teams. 7-10, but SRG are pushed all the way into their inhibitor turrets. It can be a little dangerous. Wait, conceal play coming out here. Who are they looking for exactly? What is the call? As they make their way towards the bottom side, maybe they were looking to catch the Moscow, but they have no idea where he is.
I guess they were just willing to throw it out there because there was no other play in the near future. In the next 60 to 90 seconds, if they were willing to, you know, put it on the line and say, conceal into whatever we bump into, maybe that's what it was. They knew that Lord was going to come through.
And it's a bit of a coin flip, but I would have preferred if they just held on to the conceal for when they want to actually approach this Lord.
Yep.
Again,
Apex 47 face checking right there. The Heart Guard gets the onward, finds Cram, SOD on the Stormy. Sunshine repositions. Oh, that's the implosion from Zooms. And now they try to stay in. The tail whip coming through. The ult from Apex 47 spent up. That's a lot of resources, both for the offense and the defensive retreat.
yeah, but I think that SRG lost a little more here.
Uh-oh. Cram with the I'm offended, forcing Sunshine to get that Purify out of there. And I'll agree with you, but I need to see some conversion. I want to know eventually where this lands both of these teams.
Man, honestly, it's between Cram and Apex 47 who are just generating these plays, right? Like, Apex 47 is already difficult to kill, and he's almost on his way to an Athena shield. Arguably could even go for the Radiant armor, and I think at that point, it's going to be really tough to play. But at the same time, right?
Oh, no. Oh, you talked about Apex. All right, he's still alive.
Heart Guard as well? Oh!
Here we go. The front lines brought itself to your face. That's Alien versus 2 or 3 members. And all this while, it was just to keep Selangor Giants out of there. Sakai's looking for the angle, looking for the steal, the front line. Oh, Innocent takes out Rosa. Tienzi secures the Lord. And now the fight continues. Sunshine's about to get clapped here. Down he goes. 3 for none. Fireflux get the Lord, but SRG walk away with 3.
How do these players keep track of what is going on? They were doing multiple things at the same time. Juggling for the potential Lord, having that team fight, trying to zone people at the same time, while having a completely different agenda halfway across the map.
Cooking some eggs, why not?
Yeah.
This Lord spawning is not going to help much. They are going to take this inhibitor, and they are going to melt it down. There's a huge wave up top. Add to that long list is managing the waves to ensure that there's permanent damage dealt to Fireflux Esports base.
I think they gotta call it quits here, right? They can't keep on doing this. That bot side is going to start crashing soon, and here comes the Black Dragon phone as well.
Apex 47 keeping a tab on a Cram. The SOD hits, the knock up the tail, the Heart Guard. They keep going. Stormy goes down. Cram gets a few hits on him. Oh, Fireflux Esports, the backline is a little too slow. Yum gets the implosion in, makes it last a little longer. Tienzi takes down Cram, 2 for none, 3 for none. Alien takes down Yums. Innocent running from Alien. Innocent running from Alien. Another Heart Guard coming through. Can he get him with the love waves? Can he get him with the puppet on the strings? Sakai's on another part of the map completely. Innocent jumping through, but Rosa gets the puppet on the strings, and down goes Innocent, but only for a second longer lasting. Kenzie secures the kill. 4 for none.
I think it's 5 because they bought so much time that Stormy is back up. Yum's in 8, Cram in 5.
All right, Stormy in the back line here, forced out of there, cannot defend against this push. Bottom lane penetrated by Fireflux Esports.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I would have loved to see this for a grand finals match because this is high octane action here as both teams refusing to give up. I think that SRG earlier probably should have made the call to just give it up. Give it up. Top wave was already about to be cleared. There was a huge Lord and Power wave down on bot side at the same time. They should have known that the death timers are coming up and they're going to get chased down. But right now, Alien as well as Apex 47 making one hell of an argument for MVP of this game.
That's what makes this series and every game in it so far so entertaining. Oh, wait. Get the winner crown on here, plus the hard guard. Put in TNZ. Oh, very close to death. Still alive, though. Gets popped in here. Innocent with the shutdown. So much spent just to keep him alive, only for him to die.
All right, there comes the reset once more.
Apex with the flicker in, no one home. All right, Fireflux Esports says, okay, not good. We got to regroup.
Yeah, I mean, the worst part in these types of very close series is losing your cool. You got to have a very calm demeanor, especially when multiple things are happening at the same time.
Keep it together, keep it together, keep it together.
Keep it together, man. And I think that Fireflux right now, especially for Apex 47, he realizes the weight that he is holding, creating these plays, creating the space.
Yep, he's a one-man initiation machine, and now that he's about a minute and a half away from his flicker, everything comes honest, everything comes right at your face, and he walks in that bush, forces a response. Sekai secures the Lord. Alien going hunting alongside Rosa. They do find the backline, forcing an implosion on the Yums. No one home. I mean, they're happy with that. No one died. The Lord spawns through mid. I mean, at least you know the solution. You know what you got to deal with. Defend first, and then start from neutral.
Absolutely. And I think that SRG, at the very least, they had a wave pushing from that mid lane, something that Fireflux Esports was caught, well, unfortunately, slacking here as soon as they heard that the Lord was getting blitzed down. But here we go. This could be the beginning of the end here for both of these teams.
All right, massive wave in mid. Another one up top. Stormy flickering on forward, popping the ult, and they're all set in place. Sunshine working on the Lord, SRG on the rest of Fireflux Esports, and Fireflux send them out. Sekai is with an immortality at about a tenth of his health. Yum's taken down by Sunshine. Stormy in trouble. Proccing that passive, gets hit by the tail whip on the back end. 360 dragon move by Alien, and now Cram gets hit by the puppet on a string, knocked up and taken down. Alien and a double kill.
And now they've got a wave down mid as well as bottom side as well. Sakai's wheel secure is purple buff, but at this point of time, Fireflux may have an angle to end this game, and you can see them rushing for at least an inhibitor.
It's almost unnecessary, but that's all he could have done to at least stand a chance in defending. Fireflux Sports pushing through mid, pushing through top, and there's only two of them here. Mid lane gonna go down. Pushing forward. Oh, I can't find the words because we're about to go to game 5. Sekai's taken down. There's a wave. Yum's looking to push it out of here, but it's not gonna happen. 2-2. The Turkish take us to 2-2. We're going to game 5.
It's a full match point here between both of these regions. You can see the relief coming out from Fireflux as well. Both of these teams fighting tooth and nail for every single moment. What an absolute banger of a game.
103. 103. Does it end at 103, or do we go to 104? We'll find out in the next game.
Oh my goodness, all of that because Stormy flickered forward and didn't hit his abilities. One simple mistake. With that being said, we'll throw it over to our analyst. Break it down for us.
You know what, we'll give this one to you. This is, so far in MSC, so far, definitely the best match.
I agree.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
For 4 games now, and we're going to a 5th one. Guys, like, what do we talk about this one?
Well, we've seen Flicker Implosion into Frigid Glacier, and then countered by Display afterwards. Wonderful usage of the enhanced range, and Rosa was so much on point with activating the hard guard, getting out of the hard guard, flickering in, going in for the ropes, for the... I mean, the skill level of Rosa on this Angela is phenomenal. But my personal MVP, Alien, my guy, I don't know how he's able to land all of these spells and how he's able to make an impact, but without him, this would be totally SRG's game.
Dude, Angela is mad annoying, man.
Yes.
like teams have not been able to use it to success, but give it to someone like Stormy, give it someone to like Rosa. Oh, S-tier heroes.
And speaking of Stormy, like Gideon said, I was like, no.
Yeah.
'cause same thing. I saw that later on once we get towards the end of the game here, where, you know, Stormy goes in Flicker and is just off by a little bit with that Frigid Glacier and that misses that. But this overall was just a great kind of back and forth between both these teams. And, you know, it's amazing because now that we have this and we're going through this best of 5, you're down to one game where you have to just leave everything on the line for it.
It's crazy because even our caster said it's going to be the beginning of the end for either of the teams. And at that moment, just like, it doesn't even look like that big of a mistake, but it was game ending.
Yeah.
Right? 3 people got knocked out, only living innocent as well as Skies. Whew, but going back to the game, we got to talk about the initial part. And Alien is actually the highest damage in this game, which rarely do we see coming in from the EXP.
Yu Zhong. I mean,
He's on, man.
usually you're utility based, like you're a role player if you're playing Yu Zhong, but Alien was more than just a role player. It's actually the great equalizer. I think he dealt the most damage in this game. Imagine coming from Yu Zhong. He's super on point with his skill one. Actually, all of his spells, like the Dragon Tail, the way that he uses it, the knockups,
The Furious Dive.
Furious Drive as well, and then the way that he handled the upgraded versions of those spells when you are in Dragonite form, like hitting 3 members with his Dragon Tail, right? Three of his opponents. I think Alien was so on point in this game.
Dude, honestly, like, what a series right now. Fireflux going up against Langway Giants, and Fireflux is 1 game away from being the first win against Langway Giants after 103 days.
Yeah, that's
right.
The
thing is, if I'm Langway Giants, if I would lose any time, this is not one of those times that I want to lose.
that, like, if Fireflux pulls this off, then that's already a big achievement on giving the first loss to SRG. And
Training
then
is overrated.
huh?
Training is overrated. You don't
Training is always
Talk about training.
You don't need it. Just thank the update.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Yeah, thank the update. But they did mention that they scrimmed a lot, you know, in their preparation up to this, and that they had a couple things planned.
Yeah.
And it shows, you know, as the games go on.
And most importantly, discipline. I think I will really have to agree with what was it, Alien, right? That we was able to, or was it
Apex.
It was Apex 47. He said that the main driver for them is their discipline, and which we saw even in the games that they've lost. Even in game number 1, you saw how disciplined they were. Even in game number 3, where they had a really bad draft for defending, but they managed to still defend. I think that's one thing that Fireflux have developed, maybe because they have been playing so
For 2 years.
for 2 years. I wonder who's the leader here that's keeping them disciplined, or are they just really just determined kids that wanted to really prove themselves in the international stage, you know?
Well, for now, we got to look at our Sony MVP. And it's going over to Alien with the Yuzong. Again, the highest damage dealt in the game. And yeah, I got to agree. The Angela going inside of the Yuzong makes the engagements so that you can 1v3, you can 1v4. Even if you die, you're going to take someone with you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Yuzhong already, just by himself, is already that threat, you know, to the opposing team. You pair it up with an Angela, and it gets even worse. And even some of the kills like this, he gets it with a Shaw Essence, right? Like, that alone is a big kind of cherry on top of already what Alien was able to do throughout the entirety of this game.
I don't know, man. At this point, maybe Angela has to go back to the ban section.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? It's
think
so
so.
annoying.
Yeah.
6 KDA, 63% kill participation, but again, the most important number is damage. He dealt a lot of damage.
Last pick, Yuzong, which we did, it did come up. So what are the possible picks afterwards? They put the Apex 47 is Edith. Obviously, the composition that we saw coming out from SRG are dependent on getting in and out of the fights with this Nolan plus the Roger, and you have Stormy, which interestingly, I think they kept really good tabs on the passive coming out from the Aurora, wherein when they do commit to the Aurora, there's no more passive.
Yeah.
They're able to really punish Stormy afterwards.
I gotta say, like, looking at that game, I'm still figuring out what really happened. So if you can break it down with Bob, that'd be great.
Yeah, there are so many things that happened in that game, but this is the, I guess, this is the final clash, where it all matters.
Oh, this is gonna be
man.
sick.
All right, so Lord crashing down mid, and we can see that it's actually important to see that Rosa was spotted already up top.
Yep.
So he is in the line of vision, and I don't know if Rosa actually intended this to happen, that he purposely showed himself out there. But yeah, Bob unfortunately didn't have any more power. But basically, what happened here was that Rosa revealed himself to Innocent as well as Humes, which prompted Stormy to go and flicker in. And unfortunately, that was the case. In Alien, look at his positioning. He also doesn't have the ultimate yet up until this point, right? So they're very confident. And one thing that maybe people don't realize as much is you have to look at the time during these sieges, this last Lord push. So this is
Talking about minion
1738. Yeah,
minion times.
minion timing, and minions will appear around this time.
Yep.
It will
44 seconds, sir.
44 seconds. It will move out. So that is very important because that actually allowed Fireflux to not mind the Lord anymore, not mind the minions, because the thing is, if I can just walk here, if you just point here, there's a base out there, yeah. So what happens is, the 3 minion waves will attack the Lord because it's very close. So that's actually what will happen here. So they don't have to think about clearing the minion waves. They can go on to heroes now. That is what Fireflux can do. So not only did Stormy kind of, I don't think it's a blunder per se, but you know, it led to one thing led to another. But the fact that the minion waves saved Fireflux as well in this game, that also we also need to talk about that too.
This is very intense. Like I can say, I have a lot of my friends in Malaysia. They're texting me. They have their socks up their nose.
Huh?
Yeah.
As in, like, from you just pull it up and then it's
Because they're worried.
yeah, they're
At this
worried.
point, they're worried.
Is that
Very
what you do when
worried.
you're worried?
Like,
Is that what you do when you're worried?
Oh, you guys don't do that?
I guess we don't. Not in our part
I
of the
mean, we
world.
don't have socks in
Yeah.
the Philippines.
We wear
Okay.
Chanelas.
You know, that makes sense. But now, honestly, like, we got to get inside the head of the players here. And we have a video prepared with you, so let's check it out.
Hello semua, nama saya Yums daripada pasukan Selangor Red Giant, role Roma. Pada pendapat saya, sumbangan tu kita orang semua kasih sumbangan. Kita orang semua work hard and train hard together. Faktor kita orang undefeated selama 100 hari sebab kita orang semua train hard, work hard, no sleep, no gain, no pain. It's a good thing for us sebab kita orang ambil benda tu sebagai motivasi kita orang dan kita orang akan bekerja lagi keras untuk membuktikan yang kita orang boleh. It's a good thing for us that peminat SRG dan Malaysia mengharapkan kita orang menang dan kita orang akan bekerja lebih keras dan mengambil trofi lah. MSC. Berbanding dengan tahun lepas, saya rasa inilah new era saya. Saya rasa confident sangat dan saya rasa saya boleh ambil trofi itu dengan teammate-teammate saya. Kami SRG prepare untuk semua orang. Kami tak kisah siapa yang kami dapat tiba. Coaching staff kami telah mempersiapkan kami untuk melawan semua orang. Kami SRG fear no one.
Well, Hume said their coaching staff prepared them to fight against anyone. I hope they prepared them from going into a best of 5, now becoming a best of 1.
Yeah.
Like, this is very intense. It's very stressful. I do not envy anyone in this position.
Yeah, the pressure is obviously there. And again, because of the fact that this is just a single elimination bracket, you know, this is it's down to the one game here. So I'm almost expecting when we do get to the draft for it to be a little bit slower, a little more methodical, you know, and I think one of the big points is, again, this Angela pick. Is it just going to be banned out? Is the Ling going to come up again? You know, what's going to fall into place here for SRG or Fireflux Esports?
It's almost as if like the draft itself is like already a game in itself, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and I think the Angela is the game,
Dude, you know what? Here's
especially on Fireflux.
here's the thing. If Fireflux win, Sanji can see the future, man.
Yeah,
He said 3-2 Fireflux.
That's right.
He's already 50% correct.
Yeah.
50%.
He's 50% correct. If Fireflux win, he's 100%.
Yeah.
So if Sanji says they're gonna be the champions, then you know what?
Sanji's right.
I guess he's right.
Sanji's right.
Sanji's right.
Can see the future. Is that what
I can
happens
see
if
the
you pick the
future.
Valentina 4 times in one series?
Valentina can see the future. Not lore accurate, but at this point, why not?
Why not?
She has 2 dashes.
Yeah,
she
no.
has a lot of damage. She can steal your ult.
Maybe
Why not? She can see the
Yeah.
future.
All that she needs to do is to look for someone who can see the future and then copy. Right?
Nathan. Time travel.
Yeah,
Time travel. Yeah.
Technically,
travel.
Valentina can see the future.
I like the Edith band. Thank you very much. This Edith, man, I gotta say.
What about the Angela though?
They can first pick it.
Ban the Angela, though.
Okay, my guess is if the Valentina is banned third by Fireflux, I'm sure that they will be picking up the Angela. So this puts in SRG in the top spot. Although this is the only series where you don't actually ban the Luyi against Fireflux, or actually SRG. Seems like that is so far past 2 games, or yeah, I think 2 out of the 4 games that we've seen
Yeah.
in this series, they ignored Luyi.
They ignore the Louis. Yeah. Well, the fact that I guess, okay, that's good too. They take out the Ling. So if the Angela isn't banned, I think one of the, like Fireflux could also just take that again. But I think still we're gonna see the teams prioritize even Roger, probably for SRG this time around, or
The only way I'm okay with them letting go of the Angela if they have a crazy pick like a Esmeralda.
oh.
I'm not that crazy, man. Esmeralda, it makes sense. Put him in the EXP, put her in the jungle, doesn't matter.
Jungle Esmeralda?
Jungle Esmeralda.
I'm okay with that.
What do you get as your first skill though? In that
First
case?
skill?
And if you're a Jungle Esmeralda,
I guess the second skill?
the Stardust Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Valentina
But
ban, Fanny ban. So now you're leaving the option Louis, Angela.
Whew.
I would say Angela. though.
Angela ban.
Angela.
SRG hero cry. Dude!
Especially because the Valentina is banned already.
No, Stormy's already getting tired. Lack of oxygen going to the brain. He's yawning.
Is that what it is?
Might need a rock star.
Honestly, you will yawn if you don't have enough oxygen going to your brain.
Wow.
Is that a fact?
That is a fact. You guys
What
can
if,
you guys can check it out.
You don't have enough brain to get the oxygen.
Same thing. Same thing.
Same.
Oxygen is oxygen is transported through blood. So either your body is not circulating the blood well enough, or your
See, you're
ability to inhale the oxygen is not good.
See?
Because of conditions of the weather, perhaps the temperature, stuff like that can make you yawn.
You're very intellectual.
Angela.
It's open, right?
Yeah,
Was that
Moscow
last
was the
ban?
bad. I do like the Moscow ban. I think Sunshine. So far, the past 2 wins that Fireflux were able to get was because of Moscow.
Moscow, yeah.
Angela.
There's so much you can actually build. Like you can build so many different kind of lineups for Fireflux Esports if they just pick up this Angela right now.
Yeah. I concur. Angela.
I'm worried that they pick up the Angela and then later pick the Boxia. Whew, that's
Oh, yeah.
gonna be a hard.
There it is.
There you go.
There it is.
Oh,
Okay.
Start raising the socks, LaFell.
my
socks.
my socks have risen.
Okay.
You guys asked
yeah,
me.
yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what else do you guys want me to say?
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's it. You go Harith Ruby.
Harith Ruby.
If you're SRG, I believe.
So they don't want the Raji. Raji.
Roger. They do want it, but at the same time, like Roger. In many ways, you don't want to be the Roger if there's an enemy Angela because of the heal.
Yeah.
So you don't want to constantly eliminate people. At the same time, you're almost like there's a lot of damage. So I'd rather pick up Harith in that regard, or maybe actually, yeah. Okay, so
Oh.
Roger Ruby. Okay,
Roger Ruby.
Fireflux can pick up Boxia Harif. How scary is that composition?
very scary. I do feel that if they want to pick up the box, that would be. Is Terizla banned?
Oh no, it's open.
It's open. So do you pick up? I think a Terizla.
Unless they go Yuzhong again
Ooh.
with the Angela. Same concept.
Oh yeah. No, I agree.
Same concept. Oh, that's
Imagine
right.
Baksha Yuzhong.
That is correct. So yeah, Baksha Yuzong. It's gonna be good. Or do you pick up the Claude now? So that they will make sure that Sunshine will have a great hero. Yeah, so Claude Yuzong perhaps for Fireflux.
Oh, Julian.
Oh.
Okay, that is
Julian Yuzong. I mean, again, both very.
All right, Julian Yuzong.
So they're instantly showing they don't want a
Yuzong is
tanky
tall.
jungler.
See that?
Yuzong? Yeah.
He's tall.
Last time I stood next to him, I was like his waist height.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you
So
were
it's
next
like
to
two
Yuzong?
Naisus,
Yeah,
something like
maybe
that.
about 2 buildings worth.
2 buildings worth. I believe you're stepping up the Terza if you are SRG. Don't reveal your Harith, Roger, already at this point. I think it's much better if you kind of flex it. Arlet is also still open. That could also be a hero for SRG. And then they could last pick their Esmeralda, perhaps, you know.
I'm still thinking about the Esmeralda again. Like it's honestly a very
Harith.
risky pick. Very risky pick. They're picking up the Harith, so instantly showing where this Roger is, showing exactly where this Harith is going to be. The only thing that's still secret is this Ruby. Oh, I gotta say,
Man.
I'm glad I took my meds today.
Are you gonna
Hey,
get a little
you know,
nervous?
SRG. I'm a big fan of SRG. I think they're very strong. I think they're a team that can pull off the Roger Harith. But my
But-
God, it's difficult to play
It's very difficult
versus
to play.
Fireflux.
Oh yeah, having the Yuzong,
man.
Angela, Julian. Dude, once the Julian has the Holy Crystal,
Oh,
The problem I see with it too is like we already saw this previously today is the Julian, man. Once that enhanced chains,
and
even on a disengage or an
Yeah.
engage,
Yeah.
is going to play a big part of the Angela Yuzong
That's right.
combo.
oh man. So okay, so we're gonna be looking for your mid lane bans here for Farflux. Faramis maybe is
oh yeah, Farm is still open.
yeah, it's still open. Julian hates playing against that because your combo is just completely nullified. You can tank that afterwards, so that could be a hero. I wonder if Farflux are also considering the Florian ban because that's a good combo with Roger. Although is that something that Yums will actually play? Probably not, right?
I'm pretty sure in their thousands of days playing Mobile Legends, whether he likes it or not, I'm pretty sure.
103.
I'm pretty sure he's practiced it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So now the Faramis has been banned out. So good call on the Faramis ban. SRG, are they interested to ban another goal laner here? Perhaps something like a
Carry.
Beatrix carry.
Yeah, because that's
Carry.
Sunshine Special.
Oh yeah, true.
It's I don't mean it's not a great hero versus both Harith and Roger. It's actually pretty bad. But at the same time, you have your all-star trigger, which you saw Firefox in game number 1. Even if they lost, Sunshine played well, so that could be a point of consideration.
One thing that I have to remind people: whoever loses this one, you have to give over your key.
Oh,
And that's gonna get crushed, and I don't know if I'm ready to see that.
I already saw
I'm just saying.
I already saw the clips of Carl Teasy crushing Falcon Esports earlier, and yeah,
That's
it's pretty
intense.
intense.
That's intense for sure. Tigger ban, pretty good
Sana,
ban.
perhaps, maybe? Oh, Louis. Oh, wow. I
Last ban,
completely
Louis.
Forgot about that. Okay. So I think you pick up Minotaur, maybe, for SRG.
Does SRG want the Aurora again?
Oh, right. You're right. Yeah, that's although, you know, all things considered, it was used in the last game.
It was good.
okay.
Honestly, it
It's
was
good.
good. It was just that last play in the base.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it really, served the purpose. It locked down so many initiations.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen Stormy play this hero.
Whoa.
I haven't seen anyone play this hero for a while.
Great versus assassins in general.
Yeah.
You know? Well, I mean, not actually great, but it's among all of the mage.
Playable.
Yeah, the mage for choices, that would be good. So this also eliminates the potential for the carry altogether. Maybe
Yeah.
just the Beatrix stuff for Fireflux, for Sunshine.
I gotta say, with this Lilia pick, SRG is really searching.
Oh
Their
my
hero pool here.
God, really?
Grok carry.
Grok is great.
Grok is great. The carry, I'm wondering,
Man.
playing into the Zombie
Don't-
Force.
I mean, again,
look
this
down
is
on
like the
Sunshine,
last game of here. If you play this correct, I mean, like, if you play the carry very well, okay, yeah, give it to him. But it's difficult.
I wonder if they want to pick up the Kaja for SRG.
If you're going up against the Grok, I think Minotaur probably is the choice here for SRG. So yeah, well,
Wait, what about the Cho? We haven't seen a Cho for
oh
a
yeah,
while.
for Humes.
Yeah.
Unless they wanna pick up unless they wanna pick up Lapu-Lapu or Beradera, which is actually Beradera is great for SRG.
Just find someone that can go on to Angela. Like,
Masha.
Masha.
oh yeah, Masha. Masha's a good call, but I don't know if they'll use that one.
Oh,
A Florin.
this is a.
Okay, I predicted it. I don't believe that Humes is, if Humes plays it, I don't know. I mean, it's easy. It's just not a Humes special, I would say, but maybe they believe in it.
What? You know what, casters? I gotta ask you guys. What do you believe in? Right? So that's the question of the day. We're gonna throw it over to you guys for the final match of the knockout stage for today. Take it away.
I don't know about you guys, but after watching this in the entirety of this series, it really makes you have some introspection in your life. Start praying to gods that you don't believe him anymore, because really, times are changing as we go into match point here for this best of 5 between two honest to God teams. Fireflux Esports up against Selangor Red Giants. Let's just get into it, because one team is playing way slower than the other.
Neither of us expected that SRG would revert to this, right? Now that we're down to a best of 1, there's a little voice in me, an optimistic little, 10-year-old Leo saying, hey, maybe this is the tempo break that SRG needs to, reset and get the better of Fireflux Esports. But Fireflux Esports, the way that they play, it's a good mix of aggression, a good mix of just leaning hard into your advantages, and just striking when your opponent doesn't expect it. So I don't know if passive is the right way to force a Game 5 win.
I don't know. I totally agree with you in that aspect as well. I feel like both of these teams play very similarly to each other. Huge playmaking capabilities, but at the same time, highly chemistry-based and adaptive on the fly. But if we're breaking down these compositions, it's all about maintaining control over this game, right? Fireflux, I think for the next 6 minutes, technically should have an advantage over these neutral objectives, and we're only just waiting to see whether or not Yums is able to peel, not only peel, but keep them alive for the rest of the match. No, this can't be first blood, right?
Sakai's leading hard into that, putting Apex down to a third of his health. Nah, not gonna happen. Nothing committed, nothing lost. Something to note, though, that is a Grok with an impure rage.
Oh.
Been a while since I saw that. Maybe never.
Kind of wild, I'm not going to lie, but it looks like they're trying to bait this out, and well, Alien, he ain't falling for it. Great game sense coming in from him, but at the same time, 10 more seconds until we do see the very first turtle spawn.
Yep, they're denying Alien the stacks on his EXP. So that's gonna be first blood drawn. Sakai's means business.
Wow! Utilizing that tempo, and all of this because they chunked out Apex 47. I don't know. This is starting to look kind of interesting here. We'll see how this plays out. They could still go for a turtle steal here with the Julian, but nah, they're getting zoned out.
Oh yeah, they give Apex 47 a little more to think about, while Sakai's just cleanly secures that turtle, keeping his retribution up too, so he can go ahead and use that to steal something away from TNZ.
Well, in the meantime, right, we're seeing that Selangor Red Giants are utilizing like the small bit of momentum just to stay on top of Fireflux Esports, constantly making that first move, constantly forcing Fireflux to respond to them accordingly to man-to-man defense.
Yeah, who's passive now? They're saying.
Yeah.
In Malay.
In Malay. But it's surprising to see, right? At the end of it all, I do think that the most important matchup here at this point of time is to make sure that Sunshine is able to get to the later stages of the game, right? It's not the most favorable against the Harith, but at the same time, if they get left on an island, I think it's totally fine for Sunshine too, right? Just wait for the waves to come to you.
If anything, that's what Sunshine wants. While the rest of Fireflux Esports fights. Here we go. Alien taking that small fence brush and then going for the Black Dragon form. The pull, I am offended by Cram. I think Fireflux Esports knows now that they can't fight Selangor Red Giants. Not with the way that they've clumped up, not like this.
Yeah, and more importantly, once they see TNZ use a majority of his abilities, all 3 of his abilities as a matter of fact, that's when SRG has a short window to punish. And at the very least, they got the wild charge out, but there's nothing really to fight for at this point in time.
Oh, wow, look at this. Sakai is going to steal away even the small camps from TNZ. And that's going to lead to this lead growing even bigger. Look at this now, 1,000 and change. And now look, they're cornering Apex 47 and Sunshine. Am I correct or something that they're just cornering Apex? Like they just want to take Apex down. Zaman Force committed already. Yumes here, popping the blooms.
Oh, they gotta get out.
Look at this, Yenzi coming in from the angle. Apex still alive, the knockup. Stormy taken out. Didn't even get to use his black shoes or his Purify.
He wasn't ready for that. He wasn't ready for the counter engage coming in from TNZ's side. As soon as I saw him walking up, and especially considering that Yumes was getting chunked out pretty heavily, just look at this, right? As soon as Stormy gets knocked up, instantly gets taken out. So, well done once again. Got to be very careful here. Stormy, he didn't use any of his resources. He still had black shoes. He still had Purify.
So that means this next turtle could be still 50-50. Better shape now Fireflux Esports is than they were in the first one. As TNZ goes contemplating, maybe I should get the orange first and then make a beeline. You see here, about a minute early, Sunshine goes for the switch up, goes for that lane swap down bottom. Apex 47 pushed out of that fence bush, and Sakai's working on the turtle, working on the turtle. I think that's it. They made their piece. Not going to go for it. Wild charge on Apex 47, plus the flicker just to save himself.
But while all of this is happening, down on the bot side, full gold plating falls into the hands of Sunshine at this point in time. And I think that SRG, they don't mind this. Wait.
Uh-oh. Here comes Alien coming in. Full combo spin with a Petrify. No one home. Gets Yumes. Alien draws blood. And they continue. There's the jump. The Lycan pounds. Securing that little wanderer is Fireflux Esports on the retreat. What happened there? How did he find Yumes?
Yeah, he wasn't even like the main target. I think he just died as collateral damage,
Exactly.
to be perfectly fair. Wasn't expecting that to be the kill, but hey, it works out for Fireflux Esports' favor. Now at least they're struggling for this tempo, this consistent back and forth, and Not to mention that Sunshine is getting accelerated.
Keep his life. Every man matters for Selangor Giants right now, especially since Fireflies Esports feel their aggression coming out.